Oh, cards. Oh, okay, sure. He's facing down a lot of damage though. And by using the innervate there, he's not gonna have combo for another 3 turns. I mean, imagine we just see Night Juggler into Ram Wrangler here. He might be afraid of something like Swipe because Immortal just picked up 2 more cards. So there's gonna be 3 more unknown cards that Chao Shen or that Immortal could have that Chao Shen doesn't know about. But it looks like it's okay. It could. The thing is that you get 2 knives, which is pretty valuable. Oh my god, it's a hyena. But then like the trades are so awkward. This is why I wanted to see the Knife Juggler because Knife Juggler could have done some work. He would have gotten 2 knives off. He would have had 75% chance to kill off this guy, and he would have had what 7. I guess it would be weak to BJ's then, huh? It would have been a 7-4 hyena if you include the Leok buff. Um, I mean, he does get the 2 damage, which is, I guess, important. But I think Knife Juggler would have done more damage in the end because it's so. I mean, you have to deal with a bigger board essentially. In any case, I guess it's okay. Whatever, it's fine. So from Immortal's side, what can you do? Can he live this turn? He almost certainly has to use Force of Nature, right? I guess he could Hero Power and play Druid of the Claw. Yeah, his options are basically. I mean, obviously his options are either heal, play Force of Nature, or play Druid of the Claw and Hero Power. I guess he could also Keeper. Yeah, he actually needs to kill off this hyena first. That's actually super annoying because he can't kill the Leok because the hyena turns into a 4/3. But if he kills the hyena, then he can't kill the Leok unless he goes Druid of the Claw. I guess he has Force of Nature here, and you just kind of hope you're not dead. That's really annoying. Okay, gonna kill that off, which means leaves that. Do you kill off the 3/3 or do you kill off the 2/1/1s? He's going for the guaranteed damage reduction, but it looks like is this game 2, 7, 8, 9. He's 1 damage off lethal. So if he gets the snipe off with the Night Juggler, he has lethal. He could also Hunter's Mark that. Yeah, he can Hunter's Mark it, so even if he misses, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, just Hunter's Mark it. So even if he misses, quote unquote, then it's still decent. And he goes face, so he has lethal, right? Yeah, there we go. Good sequencing, good play by Chelshin. A couple plays I was a little bit confused about, like not playing the Night Juggler the turn before, but ended up working out. Once he did get the beast off of the Ram Wrangler, going to face was definitely the right decision. No reason to try to go out of your way to make the hyena big. It's already a threat by itself, and you're missing 6 damage to face. So good play by Chalishan there. Takes out the Druid. It was a favorite matchup, so we're expecting that to happen. Now we have the Warrior versus the Druid. We haven't seen the Warrior from Chalishan yet. And it's really, really important what Warrior it is because Patron has a much, much better chance against Druid. And Dragon Warrior probably has a better chance against Druid than traditional Control Warrior also. So, alright, looks like it is going to be the Patron Warrior, which is good for Chalishan. The Control Warrior would have been a really tough spot. So yeah, this matchup is pretty even. Sometimes it feels like it's super patron favored because the way that Druid loses is it's just so hopeless, right? You can't deal with the patrons and they just kill you, and you're sitting there like how can I deal with this? This deck is broken, right? But when Druid win, looks like a normal Druid win. It's just like they ramp into their stuff and then they kill you before you have anything to do with, before you have any way to retaliate. And it's like, oh well, just Druid doing Druid things, and it's like it feels like a situation where it's not the fact that Druid's favored, it's just Druid got a good start. But I mean that can happen a lot, especially because Patron can't really put pressure on in the early game. I mean, you can go tempo Armorsmith and like tempo frothing, but that's mostly good to get the board. He's not gonna kill you anytime soon. So it goes both ways. Patron has stuff. Patron can get in a situation where Druid can't deal with it, but it's the opposite can be very, very true as well, where Druid just gets the ramp cards, just like Immortal did right there. Very good draw, getting that wall of growth, and yeah, so Druid can get in the same position where you're you're ramping too hard and too fast, and the patron has nothing to do with it, or he can't do anything to combat it. We're probably going to see the Shredder come out, and then we're probably going to see a Coin Despite, and so this 2-drop is going to be really, really important. Are we going to see a buffed? Are we going to see the Shredder buff? Or are we going to see the Shredder nerf? Could be a 2/4 that can't attack or something like that. Oh, that's really, really good. That's a game changer. Obviously, Chao Shen could have used the Inner Rage to clear most things. But keeping your Inner Rage, not only keeping your Inner Rage, but getting rid of the 2-drop right away and only taking 1 damage, that's pretty huge. Looks like we're probably going to see a Druid Claw in Taunt form, yeah. Taunt and Charge is almost the same thing here, honestly. Oh, he's going to Innervate Wrath. I guess it makes sense. I mean, you're not going to use Innervate anytime soon anyway. Might as well get the Temple here. And then now Chao Shen can't deal with it, or at least not on the board. He can deal with it with his Inner Rage. Oh! That just happened. Huh. Yeah, so now that he sees that, he's just going to go ahead and play this Unstable Ghoul. You do not want to be giving up 4 patrons. It's really, really nice. So, yeah, it looks like we're probably just going to see... are we going to see a silence on that card? Maybe. Could see a silence, I suppose. But really doesn't make any sense because if you silence it, it trades the same way into the Druid of the Claw anyway with the Despite. So, might as well just attack the Druid of the Claw unless you really value the 4 damage. Probably just going to see attack into the 1/3 and then play a Tempo Keeper into the face. Yeah, I think I'd rather see the Temple Keeper into the face. Oh well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter too much. Let's see if, I mean, the thing is, this patron's not going to be the greatest because Immortal can kind of deal with it. But at the same time, he at least doesn't have any cards left, so he might as well just go for a Temple play here. Immortal's going to spend his entire turn trying to deal with this, and then he can play, Emperor next turn. So yeah, I'd probably just clear off this. Yeah, just clear off this guy. Throw the Unstable Ghoul into it, and actually I take it back. There's not Immortal does have 2 minions on the board, but the 2 minions are really bad against 3/3s, obviously, with only 2 attack. And the Force Nature doesn't do anything either. Let's see what he top decks. Second Force of Nature. He could just push face, damage to face, but Chao Shen has the Warsong Commander, so what do you do here? He pushes damage to face. Oh, whoa. We skipped ahead. Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's doing what I said he was going to do. Or what I thought he might do. Yeah, this is a lot of pressure on Chao Shen. I think he might clear out the 5/1, because if he's racing... I mean, the 5/1 could just trade into one of his guys, right? Because the 3/3s... The 3/3s trading... 3/3s don't actually want to be trading into it, because you might have too much space on the board. Say Chao Shen goes 3/3, 3/3 into the 2 attack minions, then he's going to have what? Even if he plays a Warslong, he'll have 7 minions on the board, which means that Immortal could just swipe and then basically deal with the board. We see a Grom, which is kind of unusual. I mean, the thing is, this 5/1 can get a lot of damage to face, so maybe he just races and just doesn't worry. Yeah, maybe he doesn't worry about his board getting filled up because he needs to get as much damage as possible. Yeah, I guess this is reasonable. This is not the right play to make if you want to conserve your board, but he knows it's a race and he only sees 1 card in his hand, so it makes sense to go for this. Just set up lethal for next turn. What can Immortal do with this though? If he starts using, or excuse me, if he uses his Force in Nature, he can start running into the 3/3s and they can't spawn anymore, but that doesn't really help him too much. Because he's not taking much damage off the board. He can make it so that Chao Shen can't make any more patrons, but then does he die anyway? Let's say he hits the guys on the right side and just like goes 3/3, goes into 3/3 twice, and then goes into the 3/2. Would he be dead? He would only take 1 guy off the board. He'd be leaving a 5/1. I know he did a different play just now, but would he be dead? He just took 3. He would have been, he was a 17, so he would take in. He's gonna take 8 here. He would have taken 8 more. Yeah, he would have been dead. So he had to go for that play, unfortunately for him. Is he dead now? Yeah, he's dead. Okay then. Well, that's just what happens in this matchup sometimes. Druid, he had a pretty good start, but getting both ramps isn't the greatest because he didn't have enough strong minions. Charleston just stretches out. He's like, yep, yep, yep. Patron's still good. Looking pretty confident there. So yeah, Charleston takes it. Pretty good series. Went all the way down to the wire, 3-2 for Chaoshen. He was pretty close to dying there. If he obviously he was down to, or he was down 2-1. So yeah, Immortal not looking too happy. Chaoshen I do believe is the better player. He piloted his he's kind of famous for using the Patron Warrior in the China versus America series. So not too surprising to see him go with it again here. It's tried and true deck. You're still going to beat a lot of the decks that have been innovated in the last day or so. So yep, takes it down. Drew a little bit of liability in this series for Immortal, unfortunately. But yeah, Immortal was pretty good. He's a pretty good player. But I do think Chaoshen's a little better of a player. So yeah, it's I mean, I'm not sad to see him move on. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. So that'll do it for match 3. The first match did not happen because okay, I guess we can just look at this. In the first match, Omega Zero forfeit. In the second match, we saw newbie Mi-God take out Fairy pretty convincingly. And this last match, we saw Chaoshen defeat Immortal 3-2. So yeah, pretty good series. A couple of series so far. Coming up, we're going to have Captain Teemo versus, I'm going to call him Bra Rose, just because it sounds cool. I don't know if it's BRA Rose or whatever, but we're going to call him Bra Rose. Anyway, my voice is getting a little tired, so I'm going to take a quick break. And I'm not sure how fast I'm going to be going to the next match, but yeah, see you guys in a little bit.
好爽的感觉。来了，是不是来了？来了，我刚说他就来了。 先别给我摸到啊！老老实实待着，我叫你出来，你知道吗？来吧！哈哈哈哈哈！嘿，好了，打得不错。
上钩了！哈，上钩了！
我先腰带啊，不管他们过来，先腰带再说，拉老师过来，漂亮，稳的一逼呀！ 我那一逼啊！哎呦！哈 哈，有没有2火球啊？兄台，有没有2火球？哈哈哈哈哈哈！我的老司机啊啊！哈哈！哎，他解场了，他解场了。追！我的一逼呀！我的一逼呀！我死好呀！
哎，你们进门干嘛？门没用的。哎，什么玩意儿？哎，我操！等会儿。哎，我去，怎么打？哎呦，还给我打出来了！
我操，这么快！
哎，摩托机甲好哎！
我操！
哎，我干点事情。
好痛啊！
这个怎么办？哟呵，旋转抱歉，我有牺牲契约。你带没带牺牲契约？我能不能偷到？
带了。
我没偷到，我能不能打死你？
出来个潜伏者，我真是个狗了！
现在只能赌，飞刀射不到我，飞刀射不到我，啊，只能赌，只能这么赌，飞刀射不着我。射着咱输了，射不着咱赢了，是不是？下回还可以再参与。有智商我输，有智商我还是输。别射脸！哎，对我手上面藏了那么多伤害去吸收，别射脸！哎，对，别射你就输，还有7费，你还可以再上2个。还可以再射4次，别他妈射脸！啊，还是没射。哎，怎地？别射！哎，漂亮，3824。哦。
当我入
不要！
即将颤抖。
大哥，我他妈遇到狗了，你知道吗？
会战，这个
世界即将颤抖。当我入梦，这个世界即将颤抖。当我入梦，这个世界即将颤抖。
羊羊羊，大表表，大表表，羊羊羊。多年以后，人们不对，多年以后，羊们终于从伊瑟拉的被伊瑟拉支配过的恐惧中走了出来。我被伊瑟拉支配了这么多年，终于，羊羊们让我摆脱了被伊瑟拉支配的恐惧。
亲爱的，我永远祝福你，好人就有好梦，好人就有好梦，好人就有好梦。
啊！
好，
大家好，我们回来了，
我回来了
我是解说员安东尼。
我是解说员王师傅。我们
刚才我们这个解说又
Alright, looks like they're getting ready to do the next game. I'm just messaging the mods at Reddit just in case maybe someone's awake and they can put it on the sidebar. Let me just finish writing this. Okay, so alright. Okay, so we have bra rows. Not sure what these mean. Not sure what these are. This WL. I don't remember them like taking any of the classes off of the screen as they advanced through the tournament, or maybe I wasn't being very attentive to that. Anyway, so bra rows. Let's see. Bra rows came from the pro qualifier. So, yeah, and then we have here Captain Timo. That's really funny. So when I put this in Google Translate, it just said like Timo, some Chinese word. So I'm guessing so it's actually phonetically spelled out Timo. So yeah, Captain Timo came from the open qualifier, and we have no other information about him. Looks like an older gentleman. So yeah, just by virtue of coming from the pro qualifier, it's going to be advantage bra rows here. So yeah, looks like we have Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior facing off against Warrior, Warlock, and Druid. A lot of people bringing Warrior and Warlock this first round. It seems like almost everyone has brought Warrior and Warlock. Wait, what did I guess Chao Chen didn't last round. He played Paladin, Hunter, and Warrior. Yeah, but I think almost everyone's brought Warrior. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. So again, not totally sure about the meta, so I don't really know who's favored in this situation. It really depends on what warriors they're playing too. If they're playing Patron, it changes a lot. Especially going against something like Shaman or going against Druid, it changes a lot of what could happen. Also, the Warlocks change a lot too. If they're playing Handlock, if they're playing Demon Zoo, if they're playing Demon Handlock, if they're playing, whatever. It changes a lot of stuff as well. So really hard to know just from looking at this classes who is favored in the situation. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give Brawrose here the advantage by being part of the pro qualifier. Anyway, looks like they're just getting ready. Gonna look at chat. Alright, looks like they're missing Brawrose to start the game. Alright, getting into it now. Alright, so we have the Druid from Brawrose versus the Warlock of Captain Teemo. Okay, we have the Aspirant there. Did he mulligan it away? I guess he only needed one source of... I guess that kind of makes sense. You don't really need two forms of whatchamacallit, ramp. Yeah, and if you had to choose one or the other, having the permanent ramp's a little bit better. Okay, looks like we have a handlock on the side of Teemo. No TTT cards yet. So yeah, Brawrose. The reason why he went coin into the Aspirant, I'm pretty sure it's called Aspirant. I'm like forgetting the names again. This is bad. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, Darnassus Aspirant. Okay. So the reason why he coined into the Aspirant is because it forces his opponent to either deal with it, or if he's playing Zoo, then he can kind of contest the board, and then the next turn he can Wild Growth. So it's basically like giving his minion charge. It's better to do that than, for instance, to play the coin Wild Growth and then play the guy if he's playing against Zoo, which is a little bit too slow. So better to do this. Bro was kind of an awkward spot here because yeah, it looks like he's just gonna go for the Dr. Boom. If you can go Dr. Boom, you should go Dr. Boom. Yeah, it's just kind of bad for him to play the Keeper here, because the Keeper, even if he silences it, trades into the 4/1, and you don't really want to be wasting your Innervate on a hero power, because you want to have that Innervate Dr. Boom, and Dr. Boom challenges this, and even if he starts trading into the Boom bots, then maybe Brawrose can just like wrath it down. I mean, he could always just keep her next turn anyway. If like say Teemo hits one of the Boom bots hits face, it's like, okay, it's still worth silencing to get the 5 damage on the guy. And you're getting a little tempo keeper. So Brawrose he's putting a lot of pressure on. His hand is looking kind of underwhelming though. He has some burst, but he doesn't want burst right now. He's not close to killing him. What he really wants to see here is he wants to see just minions, just more and more minions, put some pressure on your opponent. There's no way for him to really use Shadow Flame to clear your board, so yeah. Anyway, from Teemo's perspective, what does he have here? I would like to just see hit one of the Boom bots. Oh, he's just gonna... Oh, okay, fine. Just clear the board. I guess it makes sense. If you just deal with Dr. Boom right now, he put 2 cards into that. You can put 2 cards into killing it. Not the worst play. He's coming up on Sylvanas as well, which can, as long as he's not too low in health, he can just play out Sylvanas. So, yeah, he'll be dead to Innervate combo here, but he's already seen one Innervate, so it's pretty unlikely. And Sylvanas is one of the best counters to Pellet Jitter, because obviously, I mean, if you play the Sylvanas afterward, then there's no situation in which it doesn't steal something unless you can silence it. So yeah, better to play the Sylvanas here. Mountain Gen is a little bit too risky. If your opponent has BGH, he basically just wins the game on the spot, because you don't have any Multons to put up a huge wall if ever he tries to go YOLO and starts going face. So Rose in a kind of interesting situation. I imagine we're just gonna see silence, and then like it looks like he's gonna just cycle first. Good play. Make sure you draw cards first. Might change your play. Yeah, so he's gonna silence this, trade into it. Sometimes if your hand's full enough and you want the utility of the Wrath, that's interesting. Wait, so does the Druid Hero Power do 2 damage? He's like reading right now, or the commentators are reading right now. Like, wait a second, how does that work with Druid? Wait a second, wait a second. Yeah, they're hovering over it too. They're like, wait, does that work? I guess we're gonna find out unless he kills it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. Okay. Braros, use hero power. No, does he have lethal? Oh, don't have. Oh, come on. We wanted to see if the hero power works. That's not fair. Dang it, guys. No science will be had today, unfortunately. Well, in any case, good play by Braros. You can almost see on Captain Teemo's face, like he was a little bit unsure what to do with most of the time. Whereas Braros just seemed like he was like more confident in his play, right? So yeah, just based off this first game, obviously it's confirmation bias, right? Like I thought Braros would be the more competent player coming in because he came from the pro qualifier, but I think that game kind of confirms it a bit, just seems like more confident play from Braros. Captain Teemo playing a little bit more defensively. Obviously, he's playing the handlock, which has to play defensively against Druid most of the time. But still, he could have made a little more bold plays. Maybe not try to clear the board, maybe develop your own minions or something like that. So, yeah, I think overall just better play from Braros. Looks like Braros is gonna come back with the Patron Warrior, which is not gonna fare very well against Teemo's handlock. It might have been a little bit of a like mind games play. Like maybe Braros, he thinks that his opponent thinks that he's not going to go Patron, so therefore he changes decks to something that could be better against something else. So therefore he goes Patron to punish the not handlock. If that makes any sense. But yeah, it looks like Teemo's drawn into his Ooze, which is decent. He hasn't drawn into any big threats yet, but he can tap into those. This is a pretty favored matchup on the side of the handlock player. Braros is going to be looking for his combo pieces. He has 2 of them right now. He's going to go with the Armor Smith first? That's a little bizarre. I would like to see the Loot Hoarder, yeah, because it's mana inefficient to Mana Coil. Mortal Coil. It's a little bit mana inefficient to Mortal Coil this turn anyway. And if he doesn't Mortal Coil, then you're getting an extra 2 damage, or at least 1 more damage than the Armor Smith would. So looks like he's thinking about playing out of tempo Frothing Berserker, and this makes a bit of sense. He's committing to this because he knows that this is an unfavored matchup, right? In this situation, he has only 2 ways to draw cards right now in his hand. And so he kind of figures it's like, what's more likely? Am I going to draw all the perfect combo pieces and then just kill him? Or can I just put a lot of pressure on him with this and make him play defensive and make sure that he doesn't play a big minion? I kind of like it, actually. And he does have the second Frothing Berserker, so he could potentially even draw into a way to lethal him regardless. Teemo looks like he's going to tap into Coin Watcher. Yeah, so you can use this Watcher to Shadow Flame the following turn. But we're likely going to see Bro just get rid of this guy. Use his Death Bite, and that's an interesting card. That would be a lot of damage next turn. Okay, so we might actually see Teemo double Dark Bomb this, it just kind of shows you that sometimes this is a very good play to make from the Patron Warrior. Just put pressure on your opponent and make him respond. Okay, actually, yeah, this is obviously better. You get to kill him with a Dark Bomb anyway. And you develop the board, you get rid of this Death Bite, which is really important. Braros is not happy about that. You can see him shaking his head there. What do you do in this situation? Probably just play out the Armor Smith and armor and pass. Battle Rage, you really had to be greedy with the Battle Rage in this matchup and just get a bajillion cards. Looks like he's gonna make... He's gonna Naked Patron. Interesting. I guess he feels like he just saw a Dark Bomb, so it's unlikely he has another Dark Bomb, and the only other way to get rid of it is to use something like Hellfire, which takes up his entire turn. So, yeah, interesting play by Braros. Just kind of putting the pressure on. Really different way to play this matchup. But you can tell, I mean, Burrows kind of knows what he's doing. He knows that this is a really risky play, but he kind of has to go for it. Also, the reason why he played the naked patron and didn't use the iterates in his own patron, it seems kind of weird in a sense because, I mean, if the ooze can trade into the 5/2, you're basically getting the same board state anyway. But the fact that he saw the Ancient Watcher a turn earlier means that he pretty much knows that there's going to be a Shadow Flame in his opponent's hand, or at least something to that effect. Teemo's really agonizing over this. He's wondering whether he should use the Dark Bomb or the Hellfire, which is more useful, because he's already seen. I mean, obviously this. Okay, yeah, he's gonna go with the Ancient Watcher Dark Bomb. He's already seen obviously the patron. He's seen another frothing, so he feels first. He was probably considering whether or not it was worth it to use the Dark Bomb. Like maybe Dark Bomb's more useful in the situation because it can clear one thing. And he also has a Shadow Flame in hand as well. So, yeah, I mean, Hellfire would have been a reasonable play because, you know, it's unlikely you're going to see anything else. But he probably figured that maybe there was a little bit of a bait and then Burrows actually had more activators. So, decided to go with the Dark Bomb. Wants to play it safe. Makes sense. Burrows here going to slam his own Armor Smith to gain a card and then gain more cards. Pretty reasonable play. Probably his only play, really. There's nothing else he could have done in that situation. What is Teemo thinking about playing? Okay, thinking about playing the Sylvanas, yeah. Always good to get the Sylvanas down. Because it makes it so annoying, right? What Patron Warriors can do is they can kind of just propagate their patrons and while clearing your board, right? And then it just makes it so much harder with Sylvanas on the board. You might even see an execute here because it's super annoying to deal with that guy. Or that girl, I should say. That demon? What is Sylvanas? Sylvanas isn't a demon. She's like undead. She's like a banshee. At least from Warcraft 3 she was a banshee, right? That's what Arthur turned it into. Anyway, getting off track. So yeah, this is not the greatest spot for Burrows. He does have the Warsong Frothing Whirlwind, but he's not too close to lethal. He's probably looking at just executing this guy. Sorry about that yawn. I'm like a little bit tired. Anyway, so yeah, he could have Cruel Tasks and then use his Fireworks as well to kill that, but then he gives up his Cruel Tasks. So really kind of unfortunate situation. Yeah, he was thinking for a second about playing the Frothing, but probably waiting a little bit longer is better. I mean, he saw Teemo agonizing over that Dark Bomb, which is kind of a tell, right? He's thinking about which one to do, because he's not going to not clear the Grim Patron. It makes no sense. He's shaking his head like he's like not happy with this, like getting the Moltens. I don't know what he's really looking to gain. I mean, he's in a really good spot. I mean, it is scary to go against patrons, but I mean, unless he has the perfect hand, and he's shown that he hasn't. I mean, I guess not doing anything can be a little bit scary because he's setting up for future turns, but I don't know. I suppose that if he's not putting on pressure... Oh, second execute. Interesting. That would be really... I mean, you're basically making it impossible to win at this point. If he puts up a big taunt. But yeah, so I guess Teemo just wants to be able to put on pressure, and he's not going to put enough pressure on with these Sludge Belchers. He needs something like Giants. He could put a Giant down this turn. What if he taps into it? But how afraid is he of dying? He knows. Obviously, he hasn't seen Emperor Thaurissan, so everything's gonna be full costed, which means your opponent cannot play Warsong Frothing Patron, for instance. He can't play Warsong Frothing because he's already seen a Frothing. He can't play, or he can go Warsong Patron. And if he gets 6 Patron on the board and is able to clear the 1/2, then he has lethal, but it's kind of hard to do, especially with the amount of cards he has in his hand. That's not lethal, is it? Wait a second. Really? Hold on. Okay, that goes to 5, and then he whirlwinds for 6, 11, and then 12. 13, 14? Are you sure? Yeah. Did he just like not do the math correctly? What? Wait, he runs the guy in, goes to a 13. He's 1 damage off lethal. Yeah, he runs this guy in and he uses his axe on the face. Yeah, he's 1 damage off lethal. Oops. And then Teemo can just Jiraxis. Oops. Whoopsies. Mistakes were made. Alright, Molten Jiraxis time. Oh, we can actually just Molten Healbot? Do you Molten Healbot so you can Shadow Flame? You can just Molten Healbot Shadow Flame. You're not gonna die. He only has 1 card in hand. It's impossible. Yeah, so you Molten first, but you either if you Jiraxis, you have to run your Molten into. It looks like he's gonna go, yeah, Healbot, Shadow Flame. This is probably better because you save your Molten. There's 0 way you can die. There's no 2-card combination that can kill you, and that's gonna be game. Burrows played an interesting strategy there. Went with the tempo frothing, but miscalculated there at the end, and it cost him obviously. So Teemo's gonna scoop up, or sorry, I shouldn't say scoop. That's like when you forfeit, right? He's gonna take game 2, gonna even up the series 1-1, and we're left with Bra Rose's Patron Warrior and Warlock versus Teemo's Shaman and Warrior. And again, we don't know what archetypes either of those are, any of these are, except for the Patron Warrior from Bra Rose. Looks like we're going straight into game 3. Let me just take a second to drink a glass of water, getting a little bit tired. Alright, so as you can see on the screen there, it's going to be Zoo, Demon Zoo versus Shaman. We haven't seen the Shaman cards. We don't know if it's Mech Shaman or Totem Shaman. I'm curious to see if Braros has put in any Wrathguard, for instance, into his Demon Zoo, or maybe he just stuck with the same list that has been working well so far. Alright, so we do see the Totem Shaman coming out. It's probably stronger than the Mech Shaman. Mech Shaman is just kind of it can fall flat a lot of the time, so I like this, going with the Totem Shaman. Doesn't have a turn 2 play though, which is unfortunate. Braros does have a coin into Imp King Boss play if he picks up a 3-drop here, but we might like to see him tap. If he goes for the coin Imp King Boss here, it does challenge the Totem very, very well, obviously. But is it better to have a charging Imp King Boss and have no turn 3? Yeah, probably better just do this, because if you just tap here, you're playing Imp King Boss a turn late, and then you can't really coin to, like, your coin's not gonna give you any tempo anytime soon, is the thing. So you're probably just gonna have to take a chance right here to either get 1, 2, or 3 drop this coming turn. And you're basically giving your Imp King Boss charge by doing this first instead of playing a tap. Pretty obvious turn from the side. Oh, double taunt. Interesting. That'll buy him some time, which is nice. Shadow Flame. That's unexpected. That's a really, really good draw from him, though. Obviously, he can only draw into 1-drop to play if he taps, and that's basically the best 1-drop. So, probably going to see. Actually, we could see a couple things. We could see Flaying Tongue Totem with the Creeper, and that would mostly clear the board. But if he left with a 1/1 against your Flame Tongue plus Creeper, we could just see a simple Shredder, and probably trade into the Flame Imp. I don't think we're gonna see Earthshock. It's not really worth. I mean, you could Earthshock and then play the Manti Totem, and it would probably draw you 2 cards. I guess that is a consideration. Drawing that many cards would be really nice because you'll probably draw into Lightning Storm. This is actually kind of a tough turn. There are a lot of options here. Let's see what he chooses though. Shredder is always good. Okay, looks like he's just gonna go ahead and clear the board here, or mostly clear the board, like I said. And by the way, with Shaman coming back, you do need to be thinking about placement. obviously Zoo has to think about that, but Shaman was like I want to say the king. It doesn't really make any sense though, but it's basically the class that has to worry about placement the most by far. And with Mech Shaman, it wasn't really that big of a deal, especially because Flame Tongue Totems weren't often played, or weren't always played, I should say. But in this situation, you definitely have to be super. I mean, with the totem shaman, there's like even more totems, right? So you really need to be paying attention to where you're placing your things. This is a good turn. Being able to silence that guy, and basically, you're not killing off a big demon, but you're making your opponent spend that much more mana on a big demon, and getting out the. Oh, he went with the totem and the totem golem. I'm somewhat surprised by the placement of the totem golem because these 1/1s could die pretty easily. I guess he could just play his next minion on the left side. I guess he wants to get as many things on the board as possible in case of something like Implosion. And he can use his Flame Tongue Totem, and it's not really being contested right now. So, wow, throws away the Mal'Ganis and the Dr. Boom. That's really painful. He does still have a pretty how should I call this? His hand is still pretty potent. Has some pretty good cards still in there. I guess not what he threw away was going to be an issue. So on the side of Teemo, what does he do here? Probably just go with Azure Drake. Is he really going to totem? I feel like that's way too slow, especially when you're facing down a Doomguard. I think it's best to just play the Azure Drake and make his Doomguard trade into it. Yeah, alright. Gonna go with the Azure Drake. Face with the rest of his minions. He's actually gotten a decent amount of damage off because Braros had a pretty slow early set of turns. What can we see here? There's actually a lot of options here. He could go Shadow Flame, but I mean, you're getting rid of your Doomguard, and your Doomguard basically trades by itself into your opponent's sideboard anyway, unless you're afraid of Flame Tongue Totem. But you've already seen one of those, and it would have been good this last turn too, Flame Tongue Totem. So you probably know that your opponent doesn't have Flame Tongue Totem. Another option is Egg Defender, or you can Egg Void Terror. Yeah, Imp King Boss Void Terror wasn't really an option. Let's see what he goes here. If he goes for probably better to go for the Defender of Argus because it's super annoying. I mean, obviously getting the immediate. Oh, he's just gonna do this. Interesting. I guess he knows he's gonna get value out of the Void Terror next turn anyway, and you're not really in any rush to be silencing the egg. That's a huge top deck, by the way. Really, really good card to get. He probably just leaves these guys alone, goes face. So Braros, there's a couple things he did. First of all, he played the Imp King boss to the left of the egg, which means that he can kill something and then Void Terror the imp. Or he can attack the Imp King boss on something and then Void Terror the imp and the egg to get more value out of it. And he can also Void Terror and then Shadow Flame the Nerubian that comes out to kill most things. Looks like he's not going to Shadow Flame this turn. He also can't power Overwhelming plus Void Terror. I'm not sure what this accomplishes right here. I mean, it's okay, but you don't really trade into anything very well. I guess he could just power this turn and just give up the... looks like he's going to tap and power and just trade into the Fire Elemental. I guess it's reasonable. He's going to go and hit that. Interesting. Oh, he's not going to power. Okay. Looks like he might be saving power for Void Terror. But I guess this kind of makes sense. I mean, he develops the board. The Fire Elemental still has to go into the 3/2, which has already been weakened. Killing the 1 doesn't actually do anything. Oh, we have the Elemental Destruction from the side of Teemo. But the board state is somewhat even right now. I don't know if it's worth it. Probably save it for a more dire situation, especially because you're going to get overloaded for so much. If you'd use that now, he only has 4 mana next turn, which is really, really bad. He could Thanos Elemental Destruction guarantee clear the board. In that situation, I guess you just run your Elemental in first. Oh, he already has spell damage on the board anyway, so he can guarantee clear the board. But do you really want to be clearing this board? Like, who cares? I think I'd rather just draw more cards. Go for Manatide plus Harrison or Shredder Manatide or something like that. I really don't think this is worth using. Is he really going to do it? I guess he could Elemental Destruction. Okay, I guess he could Elemental Destruction and play like a huge guy. Okay, this is like everything's gone. Just like kill everything card. I almost would have liked to see the Shredder there, though. I guess what he can do is the Shredder this next turn. He can't Harrison next turn by doing this. Alright, looks like he's playing the Implosion. This is a really, really big roll. If this misses, it's a big deal. Gets to 3. Is he really going to tap after this? Okay. I like Brawrose's play early on in the series, but this game has been really, really shaky from him, honestly. Like, he really, I don't even... just play the Doomguard. It was like, I hope this Implosion works. I don't think he's that far behind that he needs to do that. His card quality is still pretty solid. But he does have a good turn now that he has this this Void Caller. What he can do is Void Caller, Power Overwhelming one of the imps into the Shredder. Probably first kill the what's his face? The Harrison, just in case it's a Noyatron. But what? I don't. He's not gonna Shadow Flame if he's playing the Void Terror, so I don't understand. This is really bizarre. He could have killed it with an imp, though. What? No. This was really strange. He could have had such a better turn. He's like thinking back in his chair. Maybe he realizes that that wasn't the most optimal turn. He could have had so much more power on this this Void Terror, and like when you power overwhelming something. That's a huge draw though. That Fire Elemental. He also plays Argent Squire. It's really interesting. But yeah, he could have. I mean, that's the whole point of power. That's like the combo. You power overwhelm and then you Void Terror it. But he, I don't understand. Just, I don't know. I'm kind of confused because Brawro's looked really good in the previous games, but now he's looking really, really shaky. He does have the reset button in that Shadow Flame though, but it's not the greatest here. He can already just trade into the Fire Elemental. Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna tap. He's getting pretty low. Sylvanas is an okay draw. It's a nice big body. So yeah, probably just gonna kill the Thalanos and then run to the Fire Elemental so he doesn't die. He's getting really low on health though. And he's gonna be it's basically gonna be a top ticking war, and Brawros can't really tap very much more. But he does have board control, so there's that. Are we going to see a Lightning Storm here? Yeah, probably, because it clears the 6-1 as well. It's worth it to do it, even if he doesn't clear the 1-3. Obviously, want to kill the 1-3. Yeah, it looks like he's just go face here, makes it so you can't tap anymore. And yeah, 20 health. There's no way there's no way you're gonna die. So good play by Captain Teemo here. Very, very nice. Just placed that Manti Totem down. He's just thinking about the placement right now. He's not thinking about whether or not to play. He's thinking about where he should play it. And that's fine. And it's almost impossible for Brawros to come back on this. I don't see a way. He needs to top deck taunt right now, and that's not it. And he's dead. No, he's not dead. He can Shadow Flame. He can Shadow Flame and steal a 1/1. That's what he can do. That's his only play really. I guess he can Haunted Creeper, power, Shadow Flame that, and then kill the 1/1. Then you'd have a 5/1 and 2 1/1s. Yeah, I guess having a 5/1's better than, but then this way he has the power. So anyway, it doesn't matter. We saw Captain Teemo pick up the Rock Batter weapon, so this game is over. So, kind of strange, because I was saying that Brawros is probably favored coming into this. And he showed that in the first couple games. I felt like he played really well. I mean, obviously the second game, it was Patron versus Handlock, so it was unfavored, so not a whole lot he could have done. But I feel like he played that matchup pretty well. Like, he had an interesting line of play, but this game right here was really, really shaky, and I'm not sure why he's suddenly started playing so poorly. But yeah, good game by Teemo there. Really shaky game by Brawros. Again, I'm gonna take another drink of water just so I can refresh for this next game coming up. Alright. Sorry about that. Back into the game. Looks like it's going to be Patient Warrior for Teemo, which is good for him. I mean, not like good for him. He's playing Patient Warrior. What I mean is that it's an advantageous position for him. I mean, Monk did some stats on the win rates of Zoo versus Patron and found that Zoo wins more often, but I think that's mostly due to just, you know, misplays on the Patron Warrior side. I think Patron Warrior is definitely favored. In any case, it's much more favored than something like Control Warrior would be. So, yeah, good position right now. Braros really has nothing to do. There's no reason to just toss this. Well, you know, I think I would just tap again this turn. There's no reason to get... I mean, thing is, like, yeah, you want to kind of kill him before turn 8, before you can get a combo off with current patrons, but at the same time, a lot of times as the Zoo, you have such huge minions at your arsenal in your deck that you can kind of set up a board where patrons doesn't do anything. Like if you have, you know, a Doom Guard and like a big Void Terror and then like I don't know, anything on the board, then your opponent really can't handle it. I wonder if Teemo's gonna kill this. Yeah, it's probably best to kill it, because otherwise it just keeps hitting you in the face over and over and over again. And maybe your opponent can just power it and get a Doom Guard out of it anyway. Like, what if he has power Void Terror? Then you're just, like, even more screwed. So best to just take a risk and kill it right now. And Braros' gamble doesn't pay off. His opponent decides to kill it. So yeah, pretty bad position for Braros. His gamble didn't pay off. And paid off for Teemo though. But Teemo doesn't really have much to do. Let's see what he top decks here. Yeah, almost nothing to do. You might see just a Battle Rage for 2. Looks like he's gonna War Song Commander. This makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. You get an extra card. You have nothing to do with this turn. You might as well get the tempo, and your opponent has to deal with this. And it's like kind of, I mean, if he doesn't have Implosion, you're great. And if he does have Implosion, then it's kind of scary because he could use patrons in the future. Alright, so it looks like he's just going to owl this. He has no other recourse, really. Is he going to tap last again? Or he's going to get stuff on the board to clear this guy? just a bunch of abusive sergeants. He is putting a lot of pressure on the board. Misses them all. That's really, really unfortunate. Or he missed the last 2, I should say. So yeah, that's really bad, because now this Warsong Commander can trade into the Night Juggler. I imagine we're just gonna see. Well, okay, I was gonna say we're probably gonna see Thoros in here, but either Deathbite or the Unseeable Gold looks pretty good too. The only problem with that is it gets kind of wrecked by Defender Vargas. I mean, you could be super greedy. What you could do is just try to play the Ghoul or the Deathbite and clear this board, and then have try to get your Emperor to stay up for 2 turns. The other thing is, like, but if you put the Emperor up, those 3 2/1s are definitely going. Oh, he's gonna Whirlwind. Okay, interesting. Okay then. Yeah, I guess at this bite, yeah, instant Dr. Boom. Yeah, it looks like he was just trying to set up a situation where he'd get a free Thaurissan to go off. But Thaurissan would have been so, like, with this hand now, Thaurissan would have been amazing. Because the War Song would have been 2 mana. And then he could have gone War Song, Patron, double Inner Rage, and then the Boom Bots almost certainly don't clear his board. I guess he could do this coming turn anyway. It's probably what we're going to see. Just go, just hit face, play Thaurissan. He's not really in danger of dying. And then you just go War Song, Patron. You actually play everything. You go War Song, Patron, Cruel Task, plus the Unseeable Gold. Actually, you might have lethal this coming turn, depending on what Braros does. Yeah, from Braros' perspective, that's really, really dangerous, or that's really scary, because he could have Frothing as well, for all he knows. But yeah, probably gonna see Night Juggler. You might even taunt the Night Juggler as well, just to make sure that the patrons don't have any good things to attack. Really, I'm a little bit surprised with this. I guess this kind of makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense because otherwise, Teemo would have been able to attack into the Night Juggler, which he doesn't want. So we're almost certainly going to be seeing, yeah, the War Song plus the patrons. I'm not. He might just play it all, play everything but the Gnomish Inventor. He might have lethal here? I think. Is it possible for him to lethal? I think it is. I think it is possible for him to lethal. I think you do play the Unseeable Goal here. Wait, do you? 2 Whirlwinds. This is confusing. Yeah, 2 Whirlwinds. I don't know if you want to face tank it though. Maybe you do. Yeah, the 2 Whirlwinds make too many patrons. You can't actually propagate after this because there's too many guys on the board. So if this Boombot hits the Unseeable Goal, it's a bad thing. I guess that he can do that. Is that lethal? He's missing damage on the 5-1 though, unfortunately. He needs to hurry. Does he have lethal now? 12 plus 10 is lethal, yeah. If he can do it in time, he has lethal, but did he get the attacks off? I'm sure there's like many ways to get the lethal off. Looks like he's saying oops. Yeah, I don't think he... Yeah, it looks like he's not very happy about what happened. Oh my god, he missed the last attack. Okay, this gives him a chance. Bieros, he has to tap. Does he get it? Mal'Ganis is not enough, and that's going to be it. Teemo takes it. 3-1. Really, really close at the end there. That's why you got to... The thing is, it's really kind of a tough situation because obviously the animations take a long time. But at the same time, if you do it wrong, you're going to miss lethal as well. So, really, really tough decision. Really, really tough situation, but he ends up pulling it out. He survives that last tap by Braros. I think there's a few ways he could have done that because he didn't actually get the attack off with his 5-1 or his 5-2. It was a 5-2 that turned into a 5-1. So, but at the same time, having that guy on the board allowed him to propagate and make more patrons. So it's kind of like, I mean, I think it might have been better to just play out the or to enrage that guy first and then hit the face and then hit the boom and then play the Unseeable Goal, then you hit face again. In any case, I guess what he wanted to do is make sure that the Boombot didn't do too much damage, but I think he would have had lethal regardless. Maybe. Anyway, so in any case, they're saying bye-bye. Wait, it's not over yet, is it? We have 3 more rounds. What are they doing? Alright, guys. If any of you know Chinese, translate for me.
走吧，我就正好没人吃。
What is this? What? Anyway, I think maybe that guy is gonna step down and not cast the next few rounds, I'm guessing. Question mark. What are these posters? Anyway, sorry about the pause in like the casting there for a second. I just kind of it's getting a bit tiring for me. Obviously hung over from last night, but yeah. So there's a couple moments in that cast where I was just like can't keep talking. It's so difficult to do by myself. Anyway, I'm gonna read chat for a little bit, and then just take a break before we start up the next few rounds. All right, gonna go ahead and just stand up, stretch a bit. You guys enjoy these videos. I'll be right back.
大撒大撒大撒！有！
大男人把他卷练熟了，一斩伤。Go go go！ 一下，两下，三下，四下，五下。
打得不错。哇！
垃圾战
这
归来，
右手
这可
第一刀
怎么办？
玩的好不如抽的好呀。
对的。从垃圾站归来，这一定是 T 系列最痛恨的一张牌。那还可以飞刀放狗加叫嚣，
狗叫
很
嚣，
有机会。那么飞刀放狗加叫嚣，一个狗就是8点，一个狗是2点吧，4个狗是8点，叫嚣是2点外加飞刀点3点输出，因为我们10几点输出。
不够呀。
但是主要是要过墙嘛。
这个好像
还可以再打328拉出来一个怪。
对，
能不能拉出一个火车王？火车王！哇！真的是火车王！
你这个。
这个其实只有火车王才能赢，对不对？我好像有点声控比赛了。
叫了3。
哎，别打死他！出1等奖。把我这个砍死，我真的这个就过牌50张了。Oh no! Oh! Fuck! 不用20，这个是5点，5加4 9点，那已经死了，对吧？已经死了。哎，给我2张乱斗不合适吧？你要爆我牌？哎，给我2张乱斗真的不合适啊！操！你个废物！你为什么还活着？你个废物！
干他妈的朱浩有病吧？朱浩！
啊，报告兵并不是什么卵用。哎呀，火炮会打谁呢？是我的话，这个会打脸吗？来，打自己人。哥们儿啊，别打错！他妈的还给人家加1攻！我操嘞！嘲讽！如果说我抽一张3攻以下的东西，抽个建功就赢了，哈哈，抱歉。我砍死你！哎呀，他妈的，真是个傻子！
我的天，这个我有用。下回
拍个死亡之翼直接，
拍个死亡之翼，我还能占2个怪，对吧？
哎呀，就打脸直接拍死亡之翼，场功不够了，朋友。
是吗？
对啊，我都信。没场功不够。
哇！哎呀！交给我，怎么说？
是你妈的！
发一波鱼丸。
哎，对面都准备赢了，你已经是死人一个。
哦，来吧，教他做人道理的时候到了。
我们俩。
有点。
对不起，我骚呀！
赞吧。上了。
无极大灾变！哎，我也有今天，我也有今天。
反手把人家弄回。
哎，曾经一个翻给我看，啊，现在我又可以反翻了。
谁也不是。我把女王上来吧，再吃一个。哎！哎！哎！我他妈！啊！我他妈脑子有病吧！
走！
火虫变2伤了，我火虫把这个杀了，上这个，给你一个东西火虫，上个维伦恩泽，上个维伦，准备也爆20伤，开门核弹法，核弹来喽！
来吧，这就奇迹的。
有点难打，都被奶死了吧？我操！全是洛奥塞姆，全是洛奥塞姆啊！再压！哎呦我去，这个他妈太屌了！我操，全是罗塞姆，20点给我死了！啊，这个太屌了！我去！啊！有的时候你捏着一套打不出来。
这把人赢了，赢了！我都想不到我是怎么输啊！他除非这个回合打掉我34血，还要把血线控制在1血上面，对吧？如果他控制不住的话，那我就赢了。 并不够啊，并不够。公路应该。要打出风度了。
没有什么不会打。
神那个什么各种 buff 的牌应该都会打，对吧？
对，如果是 buff 牌，现在肯定甩，那么
还是没有甩，
是不是真的是火冲？
机关枪
啊，机关枪。
哇，这苦痛好像过很多啊。
对，但是过很多。
哇！哎，很多根本就没过到牌了。
我要是不是好像闭嘴上台说这次是我说话了？
我需要机甲师现在。
这个锅我来背啊。
再见。我的输出超乎你的想象。让你们看看这1分钟能打多少钱！哎，快点，大哥！哎！别差了！哎！这游戏带我玩。动画也太慢了吧！
那可真蠢，那可真蠢。真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢，那可真蠢。
翻给我看！
哎，看！我来报复社会了，看见这个有多少个？
你是不是男人啊？
太脏了，这个牌好脏啊！
啊！
举起你们双手！
哎，没事，他摸不到火球，全 all in，all in，
小
来一口，来一口。
没有火球，他还是要输。
火球就赢了。
对。
无比你妈那个没背后。
并不是火球，是火球的话，他考虑时间需要0.3秒就会把火球拿出来直准我们的脸。现在他红了，他红了。这里我觉得打脸是正确的，只能赌下一张是火球。他太年轻了，
对呀，
太年轻了，
拿一
场面没了，牌也没了。
安装 TC130精神扰乱装置。安装 TC130精神扰乱装置。
我操！
先要探你，先要探你拿到好东西的概率是30%。先要探你。
安装 TC130精神扰乱装置。
然后回溯，再要探你，这时候拿到好东西的概率是75%。
你敢上喷喷？你敢上喷喷？我靠！哎，他上喷喷了，同学们！
安装 TC130精神扰乱装置。
我操！我操！抱歉！我操！抱歉！Oh no！ 我很抱歉。安安。对2，来吧，乱动，3带1对儿，哎，对8，我操！我操！逃死了！大你！我靠，对面比我还屌呀！连队。他如果不是拿到2张成绩，我还死不了，2张 成鸡的。
你儿的牌打得也忒儿好了呀！
好，大家好，大家好，欢迎回来。小玉，你刚刚也刚。
All right, looks like we're ready for the next match. Finally, have Tiddler actually casting. I guess he's too good to cast the, or he's not. It's beneath him to be casting the quarterfinals. He can only cast the semifinals on. For those of you actually watching the Trollin type videos in between, the video where Medivh says "oops" over and over again, and then it's like to a soundtrack. Apparently, he says "I was folly" in English, but apparently it means so stupid. Like in the Chinese client, he says "so stupid," so it's like a super BM tool on the Chinese client. So yeah, that's why they have that video. In any case, we're going to be having Breath, who received a walkover in the first round. Omega something. Omega Zero, I think his name was. Yeah, Omega Zero forfeit against him in the first round. So we haven't seen any of Breath's decks yet, or haven't seen any of Breath's play yet, I should say. They do have to submit their decks, or at least submit their classes, and say which classes they're playing for each round before the tournament even begins. So the classes that he didn't get to play with any classes in the first round, but the classes that he chose for that round, he obviously can't use those anymore. So we're going to see Paladin, Rogue, and Shaman. I'm not really sure what he picked in the first round, but probably some sort of like Warrior, Warlock, Druid, something like that. So he's going to be going against Mi-God's Rogue, Priest, and Mage. This is the first time we're going to see Rogue. The second time we're going to see Priest. We only saw Priest once in the first round, I believe. And the first time we're going to see Mage. So yeah, players definitely going with their second choices here. I think they picked stronger choices to. I think they're focusing on just advancing, and then maybe they feel like their weaker decks are going to go against their opponent's weaker decks later on anyway. So makes sense. If you go with your weaker decks in the first round and your opponent picks a stronger deck, you're probably just going to lose. So makes sense that they're going with this. And yeah, it looks like we're seeing, let's see, Breath's Shaman against, I'm pretty sure it's Breath, it's not Breathe, right? I mean, Breathe has an E, but anyway, whatever. We're going to call him Breath. So Breath with the Shaman, Mi-God with the Priest. Looks like it's Totem Shaman. Ooh, Nexus Champion Sharad. Interesting. Alright, so pretty standard plays. I mean, Mi-God, he didn't have to go coin. Whatchamacallit? He didn't have to go coin into the Power Word Shield. But I guess he didn't want to die to something like Flame Tongue Totem, which is reasonable. He's wondering what to attack here because he wants to get value out of his hero power. Not really sure how this matchup goes, because back in the olden days, about a year ago, when Shaman was played at the time, Priest was actually like the counter to Shaman, basically. It just had an amazing win rate against it. So I'd imagine it'd be somewhat similar case, but like there's a reason why people are playing Totem Shaman, right? It's much stronger than the old Shaman used to be, so it might be a little bit different in this case, especially because you're not going to see like weak minions like the whatchamacallit, Haunted Creeper. Or we could, but I mean it's in addition to things, to strong minions like this Totem Golem. So yeah, Newbie Mi-God getting a lot of pressure put onto him by Breath here, and he can't actually, he can Shadow Menace the 1/1, but that's it. He can't Shadow Menace the Zombie Chow because it's not, obviously it's not a 3 attack or less at the moment. So Newbie Mi-God's feeling the pressure. He has nothing else to do with his turn, so he might as well heal up. It does take off 5 damage off the board and heal him for 5, so pretty good. It basically, if he doesn't do that, he's basically getting hit for 10 more than he normally would. But yeah, we see the Lothar coming up. It's not going to be able to get death this turn. Probably going to see, are we going to see Sirad or we see Healbot? Yeah, going to go with the Healbot. He's facing down 12 damage. He was at, what was he at? He was at 16? Yeah, facing down 12 damage, you're at 16. Not a very good spot to be in. So what do you do with your Breath here? Do you clear off the healing or the heal bot or no is the question. We are coming up on turn 6 for newbie Megod. So the possibility of Light Bomb is there. It's something that Breath has to keep into account. Oh, he got the Thunderbolt on. I didn't even see that. Alright, looks like he's just going to clear that off with his face. And Light Bomb only clears off 2 big minions, but it doesn't clear off everything. Still probably worth using, but that Thunderbolt Valiant is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Yeah, because he's going to have to clear off this Lothar. And he can't just death the Lothar because he has nothing to do after that. The question here is, do you just totem up? Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for the totem and the Totemic Might play. Totemic Might is actually a thing, surprisingly enough. Yeah, I would just go for the Totemic Might now. Just make your board that much more difficult to kill. It's just pretty annoying, right? No, it doesn't go for it. Interesting. Maybe, yeah, I don't really see the point of holding on to it. It doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, you really want your Flame Totem to survive, and it's not like. Well, I guess it dies to Shower Paint anyway. I guess he's thinking about like the priest tools, like what can possibly kill it. That like yeah, it doesn't die anyway. In any case, it doesn't really matter. He's gonna win this turn anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's normal. I guess that's probably one of the ways that Shaman wins. It just put a lot of pressure on, right? And especially with something like a Thunderbolt Valiant, you can really just put pressure on with that guy by himself. That said, I mean, it looked like a really greedy priest list, but I mean, it's not that strange to have something like 2 Holy Novas, and Holy Nova is probably like a more safe option. You know, so it might have just been a really horrible starting hand by Megod. But yeah, I mean that's the power of the Totem Shaman, right? You can really put a lot of pressure on that way. Ooh, we see the Shadow Pan Rider. Is that what it's called? I know it's called Shadow Pan. I don't know if it's a Rider. We'll just call it Shadow Pan. That's really interesting. Okay, so it looks like a standard Oil Rogue, which is Shadow Pan. Interesting. It's basically a Boulder Fist Ogre for 5 mana. And on the side of Breath, it just looks like a normal Oil Rogue. So, Oil Rogue Mirror, we've done this before. It's a really interesting matchup because it used to be in the old Miracle versus Miracle days, whoever gets the gadget off usually just won. But in the Oil versus Oil, there's a lot of back and forth, especially because of things like Heal Bot that allow you to gain back after you've been after you've had a lot of damage put onto you. Breath is sitting here thinking, but I don't think there's much of a decision. I think you just go ahead and just Hero Power Pass. Yeah, I don't think you attack face here either. No real reason to. Megod has nothing to do. He has Thaurissan too. Interesting. Thaurissan's not always played in Rogue a lot because typically the most value you're gonna get out of it is you play Sprint into Thaurissan, which is just a little bit too optimistic. You'd rather just get your combo pieces off and your solid minions. Whereas Thaurissan, he kind of just dies and he doesn't do nearly as much for you as he does in other decks, but sometimes he can help, especially because you know Rogue spells are pretty cheap, and if you get them even cheaper, you can have some really ridiculous turns. So makes a bit of sense, I suppose. Breath's wondering whether or not he should be playing out his naked SI7 agent. It might give Megod something to do because Megod hasn't really had a turn yet so far. So, and it would, looking at the hand right now, it would give Megod something to do. It's just gonna go ahead and play out the Deadly Poison, throw out the Thalanos, just cycle it. I mean, he has spell damage in hand with the Azure anyway. Just want to have more answers. Makes a bit of sense. And as far as he knows that Megod is not going to be able to play Harrison this turn, and likely won't play. He probably doesn't have Harrison in the deck anyway. All right, so yeah, coming up on turn 5. This is what Breath was waiting for, to actually play a minion that can do stuff. That being the Azure Drake. Probably gonna see. Well, we might see it in the Lothid because that way the Azure Drake doesn't get anything done, and hitting it with your dagger would be overkill. Yeah, this makes a bit of sense to go for the Lothid here. You don't have to play the SI. You might as well get the bigger minion down. And yeah, if he trades with his Deadly Poison plus the Drake into it, it's gonna be overkill. So This makes sense. But it might get punished though. Okay, he's gonna just play the Lothab. Oh, I didn't realize he only had 5 mana. I thought he had 6 mana. If he had 6 mana, he could have punished it with the SI7 or the Earthen Ring to SI7. But he didn't have that much mana. What are we gonna see here? Yeah, it just looks like a Thaurissan. Kind of a greedy play, killing the Drake there, but I mean the Drake is pretty threatening. Yeah, Drake is actually probably more threatening than the 5/5 Lothab anyway. You see Breath raises eyebrows for a second and he's like, really? You put Thaurissan in your rogue deck? Okay, sure, fine. I guess. Alright, so with that Tinker's Sharp Total picked up, he actually has a lot of burst damage. But we do see the heal bot in Mi-God's hand, so not the best option right now. Okay, so yeah, he's just gonna get him, gets him down to 1. Knives. Fan knives. I was a little bit confused for a second there. I thought he should have hit the other guy with the SI and then use his face, but I guess he had fan. On the side of Mi-God, I mean, this is what this matchup is, right? They basically, you have to clear your opponent's board as often as possible, or else they can get a huge Tinker's turn off. But he can't actually clear this board. The only way he can do that is if he saps. So, yeah. We might see Breath go in right now. He's just, okay, I mean, rogues occasionally play 2 heal balls, like Dog does that sometimes, but you're probably not going to see more than that. Yeah, looks like he's going to go in. There's not much else for him to do anyway. Yeah, he's just going to go ham, hit the face, clear the board. It's a really, really good turn. He saw his opponent didn't have a way to deal with his SI, and it's kind of, maybe Mi-God obviously didn't want to sap that guy, because it's not really worth, because he gets a battle cry as well, but looks like Mi-God's going to get punished for that. And we might see a double sap right here after this sprint. There's the Shadow Pattern Rider, but he can't really play it. Alright, looks like it's going to be heal plus single sap. I think double sap might have been a little bit better here. Because now he's guaranteed taking 4 damage. Like, Breath is never going to trade here. Huh. Interesting. And by sapping the SI, he's giving the battle cry anyway. A little bit of strange play by Mi-God. Is that lethal? Oh, yeah, it's lethal, obviously. 4 plus 4 is 8, guys, as it turns out. He had an extra 2 damage anyway, if he played, like, the Farseer. Anyway, that'll do it. Breath takes game number 2, and suddenly he's up 2-0 versus Mi-God. Mi-God being the invite. He was the professional that was invited. And Breath, let me just double check. Breath came from the pro qualifier. So Breath is actually good as well. He's not like from the open qualifier. So yeah, 2-0 right away. I mean, that last game wasn't the shortest game, but it's pretty one-sided, pretty short. I think it was like turn 8. Yeah, turn 8 kill. So pretty good. Now, Mi-God knows that it's Paladin left, so therefore he's going to go with the Oil Rogue. Oil Rogue is favored versus Paladin, especially if Breath is going for like a token Paladin, which we saw in the last round by, Chao Shen. Looks like this is more of a standard mid-range Paladin. Although I guess you would put Knife Juggler and Minibot in those cards into a token Paladin, but he has a Tuskar Jouster, so we'll see what happens. Tuskar Jouster is pretty decent in this matchup, I guess, because a lot of stuff in the Rogue arsenal is pretty cheap, like Prep, Eviscerate, Deadly Poison, Sap, just to name a few. Actually, is it only minions? Is it just with only minions? I need to look this up. Hold on. I'm gonna do more looking up. Sorry, sorry, my casting is kind of like stupid because I'm looking this up all the time, but I have to know. Hold on. Give me 1 second. You guys can see what's going on. I guess I should be analyzing this a little bit. What did he do? Okay, so he countered the Knife Juggler with the Thalnos. I guess he had nothing else to do. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, sorry. You guys hold on for a second. I'm gonna look this up. Where are you, Jouster? Oh, it's a Paladin card. That's right. I was looking up neutral for some reason. Cards. Paladin. Are the jousts the same? Are they all minions? Reveal a minion you sick. Yeah. Okay, so the fact that it's minions means it's less likely that he's gonna win. Oh, oops. Did it freeze? I'm sorry. No, don't freeze. Oh, okay. Looks like we're back. My bad. Anyway, so it is minions. My bad. What do we have? We had the okay, we had Thanos, and then we had that, and then that, and it killed it, and then prep sprint into attack into. Okay, so he so it looks like the Night Juggler had to kill the Thanos, and then so Mi-God killed the Night Juggler. Okay, I see. Then he went to prep sprint and unload them. Okay. Everything is good. So yeah, the fact that it's not spells, the spells are included means the Tuskar Jouster isn't going to be as good, because we actually do have some pretty expensive minions in Mi-God's deck, like the Healbot, like the Emperor Thaurissan and the Drakes and stuff like that. So yeah, might not always win, but he has drawn all these expensive minions. He also has the Shadow Pan Rider in his deck as well. There's a lot of pressure on him at the moment. I wonder if this is a spot where you'd want to Blade Flurry. It's not totally obvious that that's the play here. He can almost guaranteed clear the board if he Deadly Poisons, hits the Shredder, Fan, and then Flurry, but it feels like kind of a waste. He might just go Drake, hit the mini bot, and then prep Fan. Or he could hit the Shredder first, and then Drake, and then prep Fan. It's kind of like awkward. Like, you can clear the board, but it feels like you're using too many resources. For like you would use a Flurry on like a 5-1 Loatheb if you did the play that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, the question is, do you leave up a 4-1 Shredder, or do you leave up a 2-2 and a 2-drop? And I think he's gonna. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go for this. Makes sense. The Shredder guaranteed trades with the Drake, and it looks like he's rewarded. This Light Well's not gonna do anything. So decent play by Mi-God, navigating that situation. Looks like it's freezing again. Sorry about this, guys. Oh, okay. All right, so nothing to do on the side of Breath, so he had to consecrate that. Consecrate doesn't get much value against Rogue anyway, so this is fine. And just plays the Night Juggler, put pressure on, but it's gonna get immediately punished by this SI7 agent. And this is the problem with Paladin. Like, you really need to you want to get guys on the board, like annoying guys on the board that Rogue can't really deal with, because once Rogue starts dealing with your board, it kind of comes to a back and forth situation, and Rogue gets a bunch of cards like this, then it's pretty easy for them to just clear your board every single time, and you can't really get any traction. Mi-God's hovering over this Thaurissan. I mean, obviously Paladin doesn't have any oh, he's gonna sap it. Okay. Well, it does create a pretty scary situation for for Breath, and Mi-God does have the oh, he's gonna hit that. Okay, interesting, and probably go face. All right, so Mi-God does have 12 damage onto the board, and he does have the ability to go with this Thaurissan now in play. He can go Dagger, Deadly Poison, Tinker's Flurry, which is a lot of damage. It's 12 from hand, so he would have been threatening lethal, I believe. Yeah, you killed it. You killed the cheat. And Tuskar Jouster. All right, let's see who wins this one. Doesn't really matter too much. Okay, he loses the joust, but it's only 3 health, so it's just whatever. He's just getting a 5-5 on the board, and that's why the Tuskar Jouster is pretty good, because no matter what, you're going to get, you know, at least a 5-5. It's kind of like Loatheb in that sense, just kind of a different utility. But we've seen the Tuskar Jouster lose both times in the matches, so that's the threat of playing it, right? But in this case, it didn't really matter as much. In the last game, it was basically the difference in the game. Breath is looking that like really Shadow Pan Rider, what? It's a Boulder Fist Ogre. I mean, and this is a nice thing, right? It gets silenced, but it's still 3/7. So how much damage are we looking at here? We have 7 damage on the board, plus 12 in hand, plus another 6 on the guy. So 7 plus 12 is 19. Plus 3. I guess he's gonna do it. I guess he's gonna do it regardless. I don't think this is lethal. Yeah, I don't think this is lethal, but it's a lot of damage. He gets to clear the board, which is important. It isn't lethal, right? Question mark? Maybe it is. No, 7, and then he's 2 damage off lethal. And he's just gonna go ahead and play this heal bot. Because it's the more expensive card. And yeah, Breath is in a lot of trouble, so it wasn't lethal, but it's a lot of pressure, and this game is pretty much over. He even has the sap for Tyrion, so yep. I mean, yeah, he was actually dead on board even without the sap. So if you played Tyrion, it would have been just 3-3 into the guy, then Shadowpen right into Tyrion, then the 4-4. So he's gonna go ahead and commit Sudoku there, and Migod takes a game. Gets closer to evening up the series. It is now 2-1 in favor of Breath. He's going to be hoping his Paladin can hold on and take out this last game, but Migod at least takes one down. It's going to be up to his Priest and Mage to maybe finish this out. Alright, it's going to go with the Priest. We only saw this Priest for a couple seconds. It had a lot of late game minions in it. We saw Sarad. Okay, we see the Light Bane, the Dark Bane there. Probably going to keep those, just because they're nice early game minions, and it seems like his deck scales into more like big threats anyway. So yeah, good to get these 3 drops in the field. Nice 3-4s trade pretty nicely. So much better start for Migo this time, obviously, than the time he got pretty much wrecked by the Shaman. Yeah, it's gonna go ahead and Zombie Chow. Zombie Chow and the Valence Chosen is really good too. So Migo with a wealth of options here, he can do whatever he wants. The nice thing about Valence on Zombie Chow is that if you silence it, you don't get the health back. So that's nice. Is he going to go for Dark Bane or Light Bane? I think going to go for Light Bane, it looks like. Dark Bane? Dark Bane's the one that does the 3 damage, right? Yeah. So Breath seems confused here, but I don't know. Like, I mean, Dark Bane and Light Bane are definite. They're almost like auto includes in the Priest because of all the buffs that you do, and they work so well with it. So yeah, Breath is just like confused. He obviously doesn't have much experience with this card. I mean, no one has more than 1 day's experience right now. This is kind of a good counter though, because the 1 damage isn't really going to do much, or the 3 damage isn't going to do much against these 1/1s. It looks like he's going to go and Powered Shield that. Oh, if you do any minions, does it? Oh my god. Dark Bane OB. Okay, probably Migod knows this interaction. I didn't know the interaction, to be honest. But oh no, he did it on the Dark Bane. Okay, just kidding. I was like, I thought I just saw it wrong, because it looked like he pointed to Zombie Chow. I thought he pointed to Zombie Chow and the Dark Bane went off anyway. I was like, what? Okay, I don't think that's actually the case. He's gonna hit it? Why would he hit it though? This is gonna be really bad if he hits this, because he can just Valence it the next turn, and he's gonna get super wrecked if that happens. We see in Breath's deck the Jouster. What's that card called again? Master Jouster. I have to look this up again too. Jesus. I wonder if we're gonna see Valence. Probably not. Yeah. He doesn't want to play Light Bane either. He's just gonna get killed by the True Silver. So just gonna go ahead and get more options in hand. Get the oh okay. So good thing he didn't Valence Chosen it. Would have been a pretty bad situation there. Breath wondering whether he should play the Eldor. Might be worth it, because you really need the tempo. Especially because your turn 6 and turn 7 are already decided with this Jousting Man. Forgetting his name. Hold on, be right back. I'm going to go ahead and look it up, his name. Alright. Cards, neutral, while he decides what to do. Yeah, he's just deciding what to do, so I'm going to go. I'll be right back. Cost. Alright. His name is Master Jouster. Yeah, I was right. Okay, just kidding. I was super right. Alright, looks like he's going to go in Aldor just for the tempo. Basically tempo Aldor. I mean, he takes some less damage to the face, but worth it to get the value onto the board. And that's a pretty good pickup by newbie Migod. It was either that or gets the Light Bane, which doesn't get any buffs. I mean, Light Bane would have been okay thing to play. Alright, let's see if it wins the Joust here. This is actually very, very important. Nope, loses the Joust. Very unfortunate. Second Joust that Breath has lost. Actually, every single Joust has lost so far, which is just pretty unfortunate for those playing Paladin. It's always been Paladin too. It looks like it's going to trade in, so there's no Cabal value. But he loses the Joust, but it still ends up being a good minion situation. Like, Mika's gonna have a hard time dealing with this. Okay, he's gonna go for this. It's gonna get Divine Shield, and it's gonna get huge. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's so good. Wow, okay. Light Bane and Dark Bane are good guys. Or good creatures, guys. But gets immediately outdoored. Was that a top deck? I think that was a top deck. And this game is just so back and forth. Both players with all these weird, crazy options. So that's the good thing about the Master Jester, actually, is that even when it loses the Joust, it's still like a 5/6 that's annoying to deal with, right? Alright. So yeah, even though this has been outdoored, it still has the spell damage, which is nice. Succubus did not want to see it all, obviously. Yeah, but if this stays in the field, which it looks like there's a good chance it does, and yeah, he can't kill it with Consecrate, it looks like. Yeah, you can't kill the Consecrate. So now, this second Holy Nova is going to do a whole lot of work. Oh my god. This second Holy Nova. Oh my god. Let's look at Brett's reaction, because this is going to be disgusting. Oh my god. Yeah, he is not happy about that. He's smiling, but he's not happy about that. Oh my goodness. Okay. And gets another BG, it's in the Shielding Mini-Bot. Not the greatest cards, but he can probably flood the board, although it's not the greatest against Consecrate, obviously. Newbie Mega really looking for that Shadow Word Death. But, oh, just kidding, he has a Big Game Hunter, what am I talking about? I guess I was confused because he couldn't deal with the 5/6 later, or 5/6 earlier. But, yeah, Megon is in excellent position. He gets BGH this, which is stolen. Brett's probably not happy about that. Oh, he's just going to concede. Okay then. Alright, yeah, I guess the game was over. I mean, he has 2 Consecrates in hand, it's not really going to do much. And he's facing down a bunch of minions that's going to be just healed over and over again by Newbie Migod. That might have been a little bit premature. I mean, his chance of winning the game were still like 15% or so. I'm throwing a random, like a mostly arbitrary number out there, but it was bleak, but he still had a chance, I believe. I think that was a little premature, because definitely, I mean, you can keep making dudes, and then if you can somehow wrest board control away from your opponent, Priest can't really do anything. We have a... Looks like this is a Tempo Mage? Yeah, it looks like Tempo Mage to me. But anyway, so Breath, I think, with a little bit premature. Maybe a little bit of salt there. Got mad at that double Holy Nova. This is a pretty horrible starting hand by Newbie Migod, though. I'm not sure what secrets he's running in here, but getting both Mirror Entities in his hand is really a horrible situation. That said, this Breath doesn't know that he has double Mirror Entity, so he doesn't really want to play his Night Traveler just to get killed by the Mad Scientist and give his point of value. And then now Newbie Migod gets to play out his Mirror Entity. Is he going to go for the Shredder? Okay, it looks like he was testing for the counterspell first. Then he goes ahead and play the Knife Juggler. Let's see if it's hits the... Nope, hits nothing. Ghostface. Never lucky. So, this is probably going to be counterspell, I'm guessing. You could play the other Mirror Entity right now to make it really annoying. That said, it does give your... Sorry. Well, I guess it doesn't really tell your opponent everything. This could be effigy, I suppose. I was gonna say, like, your opponent can play around everything because they know exactly what spells you're playing, because usually counterspell and mirror, but it could be effigy. Is it effigy? It's duplicate, okay. Okay, so having 2 Night Traveler is not the worst thing. It's fine. Especially because you got off the Mad Scientist. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Loatheb here. That's a nice top deck. You don't want to be playing Drake into a True Silver. And this is just an unfortunate situation for Breath because he can't play any spells, obviously. And he doesn't want to give him anything good, but kind of has to. But he can get rid of this Harrison right away. He only takes 3 damage, so ends up being okay. And this Harrison can test the Loatheb, so... Was that a top deck Harrison? I'm not really keeping track of these top decks. In any case, good play by Breath. Newbie Migod, just gonna go ahead and fireball this, gain board control. It is called Tempo Mage, but it is called Tempo Mage, so you do want to get that board control. And coming up on turn 7, he's picked up Dr. Boom, so good play by him. A lot of pressure onto Breath right now. He's gonna need this Joust to win. Oh, wins the Joust, so that's good for him, but unfortunately there's a Dr. Boom coming up with a Night Juggler on board. So these knives are gonna be very, very important. Oh, he's just gonna. Oh, he's gonna ping fireball. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I guess it's guaranteed, right? He doesn't want to be playing around. It's guaranteed 8 damage to face. Makes sense. 8 damage to face, and then he can't. His opponent obviously can't deal with it. So yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see another joust. Probably not gonna see Dr. Boom because he's almost dead, and he can't be taking that much damage. Equality doesn't do anything. Equality, I guess he can kind of clear the board using a Monster Fruit battle. I mean, he can clear one guy. Oh, it's gonna go for it. It's gonna just take a chance and go Dr. Boom. Alright, well. You might see to counter Dr. Boom. Yeah, you have to go face before you play any minions. Just counter Dr. Boom. Not much your opponent can do. These boom balls might just seal out the game by hitting face. Knives hit the face. Oh! Oh! 2 knives to face. I don't see any way that Breath can come back from this. He can't even use his face to clear anything. Equality is like okay, but I guess his best chance. No, he needs to joust with the Tuskar Jouster. So he needs a Tuskar Jouster, and then he needs to clear the board, which is like almost impossible. Okay, he's gonna go hit the Juggler. I would hit the Loatheb, yeah. I would hit the Loatheb because if after equality, your Boombot could die to the other Boombot. Like your Boombot kills the guy. Okay, well this isn't really important. If he loses the joust, he loses the game. And he loses the joust. Oh no, okay, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. And Newbie Megod with the reverse all kill. Interesting. Breath is not happy about that. He immediately just runs away. Yeah, so after 2 really, really quick games in which he was able to just basically stomp his opponent with the Totem Shaman and the Rogue, the Oil Rogue, he gets 3-0'd by the rest of the lineup. And this is really the peril of, this format's really perilous, right? Because you have to play all 9 classes, and at some point you're going to have to play a really, really weak class. I mean, Paladin isn't the weakest class, but it looks like he was relying too much on those jousts. And he lost 3 out of 4 of them, so it really, really hurt him in the end. Yeah, that's what happens. So that's when you're playing Conquest, you have to play all nine decks. Reverse all kills can happen. So well played to Megod. I think both players played pretty well there. Megod had a couple iffy plays early on, but was able to fight back. Played pretty well toward the end. So yeah, definitely good play by both players. I'm definitely much more impressed by Megod than in this tournament than I was in the NA versus China tournament. He played pretty poorly there, but it might have been just nerves at that moment. So yeah, definitely changing my picking of Megod. And I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm gonna get a notification of the next match or so. I guess we're just gonna listen to this for a while. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm not sure when the next match is gonna start, but yeah, I need to kind of stand up and walk around a bit, enjoy these Chinese children highlights.
对，先拿个47横过来做一做15血，15血有可能死吗？历代大哥，
有可能死，
对的，
但是不可能
刚好够
抽，对吧？
刚好双历代一贴，大哥一撞，再见。
这不现实，
这不现实，这不现实。我觉得这很现实，快点双历代一大哥。
就只要你立下了 flag 之后，
对啊，
冥冥之中自然是有主力的。
哦，双历代大哥，
不会吧？这不现实，
这不现实，这不现实。我猜对没有？第一张历代，第二张历代，第三张大哥，稳不稳？稳。等会儿一会儿，麻烦导播把这段剪下来，投稿给斗鱼时刻。
弟，这就是现实啊！
我靠！
把这个苹果放在你的头上。
你技高一筹，我愿
我他妈去你们什么鬼啊
When the beat go like that, boom boom. Girl, I wanna put you up in my room. I wanna put you up against that room. Oh, you wanna pay to take your clothes off. Everybody don't like it slow. Consider me one of them folk. Let's get to it. Get to it. Kinda crunk, kinda on this scene. Like a Luke Black, that's my shit. Once I had a shot of that good Patron. I remember my boxes are like Boy Jones. Everybody don't like it slow. Consider me one of them folk. And let's do it.
这个钻研一击。
抱歉，抱歉，抱歉，抱歉，喂喂喂喂喂喂，抱歉，抱歉，抱歉，抱歉，抱歉，抱歉，抱歉。
我要粉碎你！
抱歉。
他手里面居然卡的是这些牌。
好的
啊，我们又回来了，
到决赛了啊，不是决赛，半决赛第二场
啊，
提莫队长对朝鲜，
也
是一个重头戏了。刚刚灭神也是比较艰难的三抓骑士把他给穿了，
再度证明了一点，就是我们那个拼点机制真的是个非常非常坑爹的机制。
太坑了。
就
那个
如果最后拼赢的话，可能还能再纠缠一下，虽然未必
机会不大，机会不大，
但还有2颗炸弹，很不稳定。但其实怎么说呢 ？Anyway， 反正大家其实我们和观众都非常开心，大家都。
Oh, looks like we're back. Okay, yeah, almost certainly back. If you guys were wondering, these are the results so far. Breath got a forfeit. Migod won against Fairy 3-1. Chao Shen won 3-2 against Immortal. And Captain Timo beat Braros 3-1. And we just saw Migod beat Breath 3-2. So now we're going Chao Shen versus Timo. I would give the advantage to Chao Shen. I would say he's the better player. But Timo played pretty well in the first round too. Looked a little bit nervous, a little unsure of himself, but played pretty well. So yeah, Hold on, give me a second. So Captain Teemo came from the Open tournament, or from the Open qualifier, whereas Chao Shen, he's one of the invited players, but he's very, very good. He played in the NA versus CN thingy, and he's probably China's best player in that thing. He was basically one of the only players that got wins for China against the US. So he almost got like a reverse all kill against the US. Anyway, looks like we're getting to the games. You're welcome, Freelancer. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so it looks like we have Rogue, Warlock, and Druid versus Hunter, Rogue, and Paladin. I guess everyone's playing Rogue this round. Very interesting. Got Conceal. Huh. What are you doing, Teemo? What are you doing with that Conceal? Do you have a gadgets in your list? Do you have a gadgets in your deck? Anyway, we're gonna see the Rogue Mirror once more, which is kind of interesting that we've been after seeing no Rogue. Oh, whoa. This is a very aggressive Rogue deck. Double Shadow Step. He's gonna be looking for his Coalite Oracles or Arcane Golems with a hand like this. So it looks like a more standard Oil Rogue on the side of Chao Shen, a very, very aggressive Rogue on the side of Teemo. And he's not conceding. He's just doing the options. Yeah. So Chao Shen sees that and he's like, oh. Well then, he sees that Artisan Squire and he's like, The thing is, it's really scary because if Teemo had something like a Cold Blood here and a way to activate it to get, well, I mean, you can always put it in for 2 damage, but you want to get the 4 damage. If you had a way to activate it, then it's really, really annoying for Chao Shen to deal with. You have to face sync it basically. So we might see him. Looks like he's gonna kill the Loot Hoarder. I would like to see him kill the Divine Shield so you don't get wrecked by Cold Blood. You're not taking too much damage. I don't know how much healing he has in this deck. I guess you are permanently taking the damage off the table. You're taking basically 1 extra, maybe 3 extra. Hold on. If you hit the Loot Hoarder, you take 2 now. Whereas if you hit the guy, you take 1 extra. You take 1 less now, but then he hits you for 2. And then you have to kill it next turn, so you basically take 2 or 3 more. Anyway. And a Mukla's picked up. That's very, very nice. Something that you really want to see. Mukla's something you want very, very early on. Later on in the game, it gets much, much worse. So it's probably one of the best minions that Teemo could have gotten here. And Chao Shen's just leaning back like, what do I do about this? He can clear the board. No, he can't. Yes, he can. No, he can't. What? He can flurry Eviscerate. That might be worth doing. Looks like he's in a dagger. Wait, what? I'm not sure. Huh. Okay, I think I would have just gotten rid of that Mukla right away because you're not going to be facing a big board against Rogue. You're just going to be facing 1 minion at a time. They're just going to get buffed. And Teemo recognizes he's not gonna commit any more to the board. He's just gonna attack with these guys and force Chao Shen to flurry this. He's not gonna play this LC deck in. So yeah, I think Chao Shen's unnecessarily taking damage here. The flurry is not gonna get much value later. I think it's just better to heal right now with it. But in any case, I guess he wanted to do this. Okay, I guess this makes sense. Alright, he was setting up for this coming turn. So now he gets to go Coin, Deadly Poison, Prep Flurry, which is nice. He clears the board, gets a lot of counter pressure. I guess this is reasonable, because, yeah, he just wants to get counter pressure in, have a bunch of 1/1s that can kind of deal with his opponent's board. Excuse me, Teemo does have the Flurry, and he probably is going to use it. He can also just Saucy Deckhand 3 times and hit his opponent for 6 damage. And then after the flurry, Saucy Shadow Step, Saucy Shadow Step, Saucy Shadow Step would get him down to 10. Then he flurries, going down to 7, and then he could redagger, get it down to 6. Then he has Assassin's Blade in hand. It's kind of a tough situation actually. Because you can clear the Valid Teacher, and these Shadow Steps are like, you don't know if you're gonna get value out of them. you know, you need to be picking up a Collate Oracle or, you know, an Arcane Golem or something soon to get value out of this. So yeah, he's a little bit lost on what to do. He knows his opponent has bananas too, so I think he might just actually kill this Vile Teacher before it turns into a bigger threat. Looks like he's pointing at the face. He pointed at the face with something. Like he's going face with both. A little bit dangerous to be doing this. I'm sorry for the lag, by the way, guys. Looks okay. He's gonna Shadow Step and kill it? Question mark. Did he get it off? Oh, he's gonna get the 2 damage and Shadow Step it back, so he can get damage later. Kind of makes sense, I suppose. While this is going on, hold on. Looking for co-casters, getting tired doing this by myself. Anyway, so from Chao Shen's perspective, he could make a bunch of 1/1s again. He could buff up his Violet Teacher. I think that's actually reasonable. Just go, because like Dagger doesn't do much this turn, so just go banana and then Farseer himself and then go face. Because you get 5 damage in, plus you make 2 1/1s. I think that's reasonable. And it works mana-wise. Dagger Deadly Poison doesn't really do anything. Or I mean, you can't Dagger Tinkers. Eviscerate's not going to do anything either. Yeah, I think you just go bananas. Literally. Go with the bananas. Yeah, I don't see any other play here. And you want to get as much damage as possible, because this is a race. You do it on your Violet Teachers. Or your Violet Teacher, excuse me. Alright, so this is a really close match. He really needs to... Okay, that's really good. Well, it's kind of okay, but he does give his opponent a lot of time is a problem. Or a lot of resources to use, so maybe he doesn't want to give his opponent resources. The question is this game... for Chao Shen, he has 5, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he has does he have guaranteed lethal? Oh, he has the... Okay, with the Thalness, he has guaranteed lethal. Okay. Alright. That's gonna do it. I'm pretty sure that the more aggressive rogue wins. I mean, obviously, there's probably going to be things like Healbot in Chao Shen's deck. Usually there is at least one Healbot in rogues, just because otherwise they just die to all aggro. But I think even so, it's probably favored for the more aggressive rogue. But getting 2 Shadow Steps, not being able to use them for anything other than that that Southsea deckhand was just a really poor situation. So Chao Shen takes game number 1. He's up 1-0 in the series. He's left with his Warlock and his Druid against Teemo's Rogue, his aggressive Rogue as a Paladin, and his Hunter. Could be aggressive Paladin, not really sure. Alright, hold on. We might get Callum on. Well, we might get 2 people on. I asked Farm and asked Callum, and it looks like they're both capable. Or it looks like they're both available. Okay, this is weird. I just wanted someone to talk for a bit while I had to like rest my voice. But I guess we might get 2 people on right now. Anyway. Not sure what's going on. I guess they're thinking about which deck to choose. Maybe there's some difficulties. Looks like Chao Shen's smiling, so maybe he's typing something. Can't read that. Sorry, I don't know what it says. Anyway, Alright, so yeah, I'm just talking to Callum and Farmer right now. And waiting for this.
What's up?
Hello, how's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Do you have the link?
No, you can, if you can send it to me, that'd be great.
Okay. So I asked Faramir as well. He might get on the call as well, so we might have a three-way cast.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Alright, so for those who don't know, this is Callum Leslie. He is, what are you again?
I'm a journalist by trade.
Okay. We have a journalist.
And,
we have a dirty journalist on the line. Just kidding.
Hey, I'm a good journalist.
Alright.
I'm a friendly journalist. like a friendly ghost.
Okay. Alright.
Also a broadcaster. It's good to get some. I haven't cast in a little while, so it's good to get some practice in before iSeries this weekend.
Alright. Yep, and then yeah, these TGG cards, like casting these TGG cards, especially in Chinese, is really confusing for me because I can't read the text, so I have to go look up the text, and I don't remember the names sometimes either because they just came out. In any case, going to the game, we have the mid-range paladin. It looks like maybe could be control paladin. I mean, we have the knife jugglers and the mini bots, but it could be either way. I mean, you do need some early game if you're playing control paladin. So mid-range or control, it could be either one against the handlock of Chao Shen. This is a pretty classic matchup. I guess he does have the Inking boss in there, so it's like kind of handlocky. He has a Mountain Giant and an Inking boss. Kind of interesting. He goes with the Owl. I'm not really sure he needs the Owl there. I guess he would be taking a lot of damage. He might not be playing Moltens. Actually, that would be kind of strange. I guess he wants to curve out. Yeah, he just wants to fight for board control. Doesn't want to get behind. Like a typical handlock thing to do against Paladin is to just kind of sit back. You take a bit of damage, but then you basically you can Hellfire the board away, and then you play Moltens, and then you just hope they don't have Equality Consecrate because typically Paladins only run one Equality anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you just end up dropping more bombs than your opponent and outlasting the game that way.
Yeah, from the Paladin side, basically you get rid of the threats one by one, and then you try to play the game slowly, and you eventually win. So yeah, this is what Chao Shen had in mind. Just kind of take back board control from the.
You still there?
Hello?
Yeah, I lost you for a second there.
Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, this was Chao Shen's game.
Lost you again.
Really? Why? I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me, right? I keep cutting out. Am I cutting out? Am I cutting out on the stream?
I don't think so.
Okay, just cutting out to you. That's weird. Well, Timo's deciding what to do, so we have a little bit of time, I guess, to maybe figure this out. I'm not sure why it would be cutting out to you though. Maybe turn my gain up a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine on your stream.
Oh, you know what? You know the reason why is because for some reason I'm not. Okay, did the sound quality just completely change?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's why. For some reason, Skype, it was the other mic for some reason.
Ah.
Freaking Skype. Never anything. Anyway, so we see Timo going for the consecration there. I mean, he was thinking about it for a while, but pretty obvious play in my opinion. There's nothing else for him really to do. I guess he could have gone for the True Silver. But yeah, in response, Chao Shen just goes for the tap, goes for the Mortal Coil. Nothing really to play. This is the problem with going for his line of play, trying to gain back the board, is that he can't really play anything these turns. He can't play his Mountain Giant, but he has afforded himself some time. He's kind of bridged the gap to the somewhat late game. So now he can play a Giant next turn. He's not under any immediate pressure. He's not going to die anytime soon. But we do see that in Timo's hand, he was never going to be able to get that pressure on in the first place. I guess he could have gone with Knife Juggler or something like that, but yeah. Yeah, Timo's deciding between probably Knife Juggler and Dude or True Silver, but Knife Juggler Dude's too risky. Is he really going to go face here? I really disagree with this if he's going to go face. Getting down to 17 as a Paladin, what does it actually do?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's difficult though because he's got those two True Silvers in hand, so he kind of wants to burn through them a little bit because he doesn't see necessarily how he's going to be able to use them both. It is a little bit of a clunky hand for him here. because he has the heal bot, which he doesn't really want to use yet. He had the double consecrate, the double true silver. It's a little bit unfortunate.
I think this is kind of like an amateur mistake, though, in my opinion, because a lot of lesser experienced players, they want to get value out of everything. They always want to get value. You know, like you watch Trump, value ton, always want to get value, but just kill the 2-1. I mean, like, just get it out of the way, because now, even if you had something to kill, this 2-1's still there, and the Night Juggler is still only 50-50 chance to kill it, unless you pick up like a 2-drop, which is unlikely you're gonna do. So it doesn't actually make any sense to not kill the 2-1. Now he's gonna go. I guess he's gonna hit that and consecrate. I guess that was his feeling. But forcing yourself, putting yourself in the position where you're forced to use your last consecrate, that's not a good position to be in.
Yeah, it's difficult. He doesn't have much board clear left now. Even if he does run equality, he would have to have the board presence in order to deal with stuff. So he puts himself in a potentially difficult position. Obviously, Chaoshin is drawing closer and closer to those Moltons, and he has a Mountain Giant here as well. So those bombs are going to start dropping pretty soon.
Yeah, he can even tap into the mountain because he's not even close to dying. I mean, he saw that one that Teemo was like pointing at his face, but he knows this deck. He knows he doesn't have any bursts. We saw Solemn Vigil come out of Teemo, and I think Teemo's just, I don't think he's very experienced with Paladin. It looks like he just, I mean, he played decently well in the quarterfinals in the first round, but yeah, I don't think he understands how to win this matchup. To be honest, to be perfectly like blunt and frank, he's just, because you mentioned earlier he lost he's already used the second consecration, and he has something to use with equality. And not only that, he doesn't have anything to use with his he doesn't have the Night Juggler to use with equality either. If this Night Juggler gets removed, because that's the other way you use equality, right? You go equality Night Juggler or something. This is the second Night Juggler as well, so it looks like he's just going all in and kind of crossing his fingers and hoping that he can kill his opponent. But I mean, Chaoshin knows at the very least there's no consecrate. So even if he gets equality, he's gonna have to, or Teemo's gonna have to get juggles or trade his minions in. I think we might see something like a double Molten Owl onto the Belcher so that he can kill the juggler, so that there isn't any like equality plus juggles play. Obviously, Chaoshin feels like he's in the lead. He just doesn't want to screw this up, because you don't want to just make he wants to be as greedy as possible. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go ahead and just kill this juggler. It's really important for the equality purposes. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, this makes a lot of sense. It's like you can equality, but you're gonna have to you're gonna have to just toss your guys in here.
Yeah, it's difficult because it would be tempting just to go face there and start pushing in the damage and then set yourself up for a definite lethal. But unless he has something drastic here, you have lethal on the board anyway, so it pays to be a little bit patient in this situation.
Yeah, so Teemo suddenly, he gets his opponent at 9, but suddenly he's tearing down lethal because he's facing down 3 giants. I mean, his opponent has he has 32 damage on the board. That's kind of insane. Looks like he's going to clear up this first Molten Giant and then Solemn Vigil for 2.
Yeah.
2 cards for 2 mana, which is decent. But he's still dead on board. There's nothing he can actually do. He's going to go and concede. So see, well played twice? I'm guessing that was well played?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Chaoshin picks up game number 2. I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the player from the NA versus China match, and he's basically China's best player. So definitely, I would say he was favored coming into this, and he's showing definitely why.
He's something of a cult hero in China.
Is he really?
Yeah. Well, this is what Sin told me. Particularly because of his performance in NACN, and he took out so many good players. He's become something of like an underground favorite or an underdog favorite to people, and I think that's pretty cool.
I mean, he's less of an underdog now and more of an actual, just a good player now. We have Faramir out of the call now. We have a 3-man cast. What's up, Faramir?
What's up?
All right. So do you have the? I'm gonna send you the link.
I got the link.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting because according to Sin as well, he doesn't necessarily want to be a pro player. He's had offers to join teams, but he wasn't interested. So because he's working on his PhD, he wants to focus on that and just play Hearthstone in his spare time. But he is playing in the Chinese Regional Championship this weekend, where the 2 winners go to BlizzCon. So he could well end up being a pro player.
Maybe he might do it for like a little bit. So he's basically the Chinese Dart, right? Because Dart's always talking about how he's in medical school.
It isn't Xiaoshen that's always talking about it. We're always talking about it. So
that's like an inside joke. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know what the inside joke is.
So a good patient play here by Xiaoshen. He could have coin swiped, but he doesn't. He knows that there's not going to be a quartermaster coming up this coming turn, so he can just wait one more turn, maybe get some value out of. Yeah, he's gonna get even more value of this swipe now, unless he trades in. Okay, and now he doesn't even need to swipe. Well, I guess he could still, because it is a little bit scary to have 2 1-1s on the board that get quartermastered. We'll see what he goes with.
So 2-0 for the Celestial guy.
For Xiaoshen.
For Xiaoshen, yeah.
The guy on the left.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So to bring up to speed, yeah, Xiaoshen, the guy on the left, is the guy from the NA versus CN thing, and he is the invited player. The guy on the right is Timo. He came through the open qualifier. There's three ways you can come into this to be in the top 8. 2 are invited, 3 come from the pro qualifier, and 3 come from the open qualifier. And on top of that, they had to use all 9 classes throughout the tournament, right? So if they announce their classes before the entire tournament starts.
I read about that. Yeah. The stream just went down for me at least.
My stream went down?
No, like the Chinese stream.
It's not down for me, so.
I'm just seeing the donations running across the stream without anything else.
Go scroll down or hover down the bottom. There's 2 left arrows, and then you click that, and then all the text goes away. Anyway, so a little bit of back and forth here, basically trying to clear each other's board. Xiaoshen's a little bit worried about that quartermaster potential, and so it looks like he's just going to go with Harrison Jones here. Clearing out that true silver is always nice. Sometimes you might want to get greedy, get a Lights Justice, but this is pretty good value, and ensuring that second charge of true silver doesn't get any value. I mean, it's basically worth a card, right? That second true silver. Oh, and there we have the right on time, the quartermaster. So you can do quartermaster here. He is going to run into the mind control tech unless he sacrifices one of these guys. And this is a decent mind control tech. You're gonna at least get something good. Sometimes when you mind control tech, you're running into something like a boom bot. But here he's at least gonna get a 3 mana worth of value here.
The stream is already unwatchable for me, so it's like, sorry guys.
Okay, are you gonna bow out or are you gonna watch my stream?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Just gonna try it. Whatever.
The mind control tech is pretty useful in Druid because it does help you with a bit of board clear, since Druid doesn't necessarily have good board clear in most situations.
Yeah.
You saw the combination of the mind control with the Wrath there, which allowed him, and along with the Harrison Jones, allowed him to clear all but 1/3/3.
Yeah, definitely important in Druid sometimes when you think you're going to be facing an opponent like Paladin or Zoo, stuff that can flood the board. The Sylvanas pickup is pretty good here. It's going to threaten the board. He might be facing non-lethal, unfortunately, because he's looking at a lot of damage on this opponent's board. But he could. That's a dilemma, right? You want to get value over Sylvanas, but if you don't trade here, you might die. Is the problem?
I think of a quality consecrate here.
Yeah, quality consecrate is definitely something he could do. He was thinking about playing the Sylvanas like right off the bat when he top decked it, but yeah, he looks like he's roping, having tough decision with this.
Well, that's like 6, 10, 18 damage with the Claw Savage Roar, 19 with Hero Power.
Was it only that? Oh, you're talking about with the 2/3 on board?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking about with Harrison. Like, really? I thought he had lethal. So yeah, the problem.
Yeah, he tried the Harrison, right? So.
Yeah, he traded with the Harrison. Yeah. So in this situation, the only problem, this is the problem with this situation for Teemo, is that once you do that, like if you're afraid of dying, then you have to trade. But once you trade, your Sylvanas gets much less value because the 2/3/3s just trade into it. It's not the worst though, because you're forcing your opponent not to attack your face, which is important in this matchup, especially because Druid can basically burst you down from pretty high life totals. Chaoshin, interestingly enough, is gonna opt to clear this 1/1. Not sure why he needed to, but I mean, I guess it makes it harder to be able to clear this this Druid Claw charging the face.
Yeah, he was afraid of things like equality and being able to clear the board easily. He wants to establish the board presence so he can try and hit with the combo. And this kind of, do you think this charge Druid Claw kind of bluffs combo a little bit?
I mean, how much damage does he have anyway? If he charges the second one, he goes, so it's 8 plus 14, and then
15.
15, yeah. So it doesn't actually have lethal. I guess what it does, yeah, like you said, it can bluff the combo to
just
make
force
your
him to
opponent
play defensive.
Yeah, force him to play defensive essentially.
Thing is,
I
like,
see them Murloc Knight.
what if like the equality consecrate like way better than the Sylvanas like 2 turns ago? Just like.
Yeah, I think so. I don't like Sylvanas when it can be so easily traded away for 2 low value minions.
It's not even about that. Like, he gave up tempo. Like, if you equality consequence, he still has a 3/1 and a 1/1 on the board, which is like kind of board presence, which like forces opponent to at least like use 2 mana to deal with it. Like, but that way he just like gave away the tempo.
I guess he
Dude,
feels
like this is a pretty easy turn here. I don't know.
I guess he feels like he needs to wait for a better equality consecration situation, but not, like now he doesn't. Now he's not gonna have a good one at all. So he could use it this turn.
I mean, he's gonna get a good one eventually, but like the question is if it's too late by that point.
I'm sad this isn't a Gold Series tournament, because then we'd have had the Golden Murloc Knight, which is one of the best golden cards in the set. Have you guys seen that yet?
That's funny. Was it not golden?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. They don't
Oh,
have
he's
golden
using his
cards.
own. He's using his own account.
It just freeze for me again. Holy shit! Like that guy just doesn't do anything for it. Ever.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, that's such an easy turn where he didn't do anything. Yeah.
What, call it consecrate?
Well,
What else do you do here?
I mean, you don't want to die, right? So you just call the consecrate, play your 2/4. What's that guy called again? I can't remember.
Warhorse Charge? No, it's not the Warhorse Charger, is it?
No.
Horse trainer, if anything.
Warhorse
Trainer.
All right, we're gonna look this up.
So 2/4 that gives the
Warhorse Trainer. There you go.
Warhorse Trainer. Yeah, it's a Leok for your dudes, is what it does.
Yeah, so it's not a battle cry like Core Master. It is a persistent effect.
It's a raid leader for your Silverhand recruits.
Yeah, it's a raid leader.
Well, I
but
think
with better stats.
it's easier to call it a Leok because Leok is it's the same stats as Leok, right? So.
But that's the same as raid leader.
Yeah, but.
Stop arguing the two.
People know who Leok is. People don't know who raid leader is. Come on. Anyway, so Chaoshin's a pretty dominating position right now. He has the room to just basically draw cards, and Teemo goes for like the kind of half play of clearing only 1 minion and healing, but Chaoshin's going to be putting on the pressure, and Teemo really can't do anything about it really, other than maybe Equality Consecrate if he sees so much stuff on the board. But we see the combo in Chaoshin's hands, so unless Teemo picks up something really good here, this game's going to be over pretty soon.
Problem is, like, as soon as he picks up the second Savage Ray, he's just done. Like, there's nothing you can do at all. Like, you're just gonna get that double combo, and there's like, that's 22 damage just from hand.
He could even like innervate Wild Growth here and still have the double combo available.
Why didn't he Wild Growth this turn?
He did Wild Growth. He just did one of them, but you didn't want to innervate the second.
Oh yes, too. All right, yes. No, you don't have to innervate Wild Growth. That's just stupid.
That's a rag.
It's a rag.
All right, as Admirables would say, it's time for Senor Del Fuego to hit the field. I don't think do you quality consecrate this? I guess you could.
You just play rag and hero power.
Just rag. You got to go for it.
You just gotta YOLO it.
All right. If this rag misses, he lost the game. By the way, so this is very important.
It's pretty dead.
It's kind of like a joust, except playing with the board instead. Here we
50-50.
Oh, gets it. Very, very important for Teemo there,
it's
obviously.
nice that I missed all of that because my stream is lagging so hard.
Yeah, mine was struggling as well. I got there just at the end though.
Well, it's a good thing mine working because I'm the one that's on the stream.
There's screen share it here. It would be like way easier.
Well, if I screen
No,
share,
it'll be worse.
Yeah, it might ruin the stream because my computer might not be able to handle it. Maybe we'll try. Anyway, so we see the Black Knight. Chaoshin debating whether he should go with the Sylvanas or the more card draw, because the thing is, if he goes for more card draw, okay, well now he has double combo in hand. What do you do here though? I guess you could just hero power down this 1/1. His opponent is healing right now or taunt right now. I guess he's gonna Wrath it to get more options.
He's just gonna look for the second Saboteur.
No, he already got the second Saboteur though.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, he got the BGH, so he gets to innervate BGH, and he has the double combo.
That's
oh
nuts.
My goodness! Wow, things could not be going any better. All right, this game is over. There's nothing that Teemo can do. He's probably gonna quality consecrate this, but it doesn't matter because there's double combo still. Even after using innervate for the BGH, he still has double combo in hand. So
he needs an Earthen Ring Force here.
Yeah, Zombie.
Didn't get it.
Unfortunately, Zombie Chow heals the opponent, not yourself.
Oh,
Alright, so now that this turn's not gonna matter, you might as well try to screen share. It might work. We'll see.
Might as well AFK.
Alright. So if it starts like lagging, then we can stop, but he's committed to making dudes. He doesn't want to play the War Center. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Chaoshin's gonna 3-0 Teemo in dominating fashion.
Rip Teemo.
Rip Teemo.
You won't be missed.
Rip Captain Teemo. I'll miss him a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Nobody misses Teemo.
Nobody misses Teemo.
I'm glad Chaoshan's still in. I would have missed Chaoshan.
All right, and we're gonna have the 2 invited players into the finals. Kind of crazy. Last week, both invited players bowed out in the first round. This week, we have both invited players into the finals. It's gonna be MeGod and Chaoshan. Both of them played in the NA versus CN matches, and we're going to
I think it's fair to say in that tournament, one of them certainly impressed way more than the other.
It's true. Yeah, Chaoshan was definitely much better in that NA versus CN tournament, and I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth and of MeGod after that.
Yeah.
But he's played much better in this tournament, so it might have been just nerves, might have been just didn't handle
Tiddler's cast the Chinese one. Interesting.
Tiddler cast just about everything.
Tiddler didn't cast the quarterfinals. He was that stuff is beneath him. He's like, I'm not casting the quarterfinals. I'm going to cast the semifinals and the finals.
So, has MeGod has he worked out to trade in shredders first before conceding now? Because that was his big problem last time.
I mean, it was more than that. He was just
there
like
was.
everything was going bad.
He looked like he hadn't slept and was basically just, I want to play this match and lose as quickly as possible so I can go to bed.
Well, by the time it got to round 3, though, I kind of felt sorry for him because his appearance completely changed. In the beginning, he was super like carefree looking, but toward the end, he looked super nervous and just kind of shaken because I think he got a lot of criticism online from the Chinese community, and apparently in the chat of the Chinese stream, he was just getting murdered. So. Yeah,
but you think the Western Hearthstone community is vicious? I hear the Chinese Hearthstone community is even worse.
Yeah, it could be.
They're vindictive.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're getting sponsored by the Chinese government. You know, they have to be like. Doesn't win there, it's just disappearing someday. Just like, well.
I think MeGod is in the Chinese Regional Championship this weekend as well. So this is kind of interesting for these guys. It's, it is an important tournament, but in some ways, this is maybe kind of a warm-up for them, maybe trying out some new TGT stuff before in a decent level of competitive environment before they go to the weekend's tournament.
Yep. Definitely really interesting. This is such an interesting timing for this tournament right now. Obviously one day after TGT came out. We also have the Archon Team League going on tonight, so that'll be interesting as well to see the new cards. But sorry, go ahead.
To be honest, all I've seen right now, like I played like one tournament earlier. It's just like everyone's playing Druid, Face Hunter, and Patron, just like in tournaments that is just to counter all the fancy decks people are gonna try because they're like generally gonna be more greedy. So depends like how badly they want to win tomorrow in Archon League. Like I feel like maybe there's like a Doness aspirant and like some Druids or something, but like I don't think there's gonna be like big like set piece new decks. I don't think they're gonna see them like in the first 2 weeks maybe. Still remember
I
when
think
GVG came out like.
We did see a lot of Patron Warrior in this tournament in particular. So yeah. By the way, just throw this out there. They both have God in their name. The second character here means God. That the Me God. I think maybe this is phonetically pronounced me, but anyway, Chao Shen is like looking forward to the god or something like that. In Japanese, this means morning, but it means something different in Chinese. But we will see which god.
Yeah, I think someone told me it was like looking to God or the dawning of God or something.
Yeah, but in any case, we will see. We will see which god. We will see which god can take this.
Oh, I feel bad now. Apparently, Me-God's dad was really sick and in hospital during the CNNA tournament.
Oh.
So that may have been why he was a bit distracted.
Yeah, I think
feels bad.
Most of our criticism was that he was just like, he seems so lackadaisical, but maybe that was just kind of a response to like the pressure and his dad being in the hospital, just kind of just maybe just reacted that poorly, and and that could have been the case, I suppose.
What's that? It's like the Chinese mass finding out that Deathlord is crap. Looked like it.
Yeah, these are basically like Chinese trolling videos.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the reactions, like so happy, or like saw something.
Anyway, I am going to go ahead and mute all of us, and we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back a little bit later. See you guys. Alright, alright, we're back.
Are we on?
Yeah, you're on. You're unmuted.
We're on.
Hey.
We're back.
Alright, so actually I gotta use the restroom really quick. So you guys talk for a bit.
Talk so about, this is the this is the best. It's the best of 5, right?
Best of 5, yes.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is the final Chao Shen versus Me God Celestial Series Week 3, and if you guys don't know the format, they have to use all 9 decks throughout the 3 stages of the tournament. They have to use 3 decks per round, so they've got their 3 decks left for the final here. It's kind of an interesting format, I guess, because like, do you want to keep your best decks for the final, or you know, if you don't play good enough decks in the first rounds, are you not going to get through? So you can see that Chao Shen is left with Mage, Priest, and Shaman. And Me God as Hunter, Paladin, and Shaman. And I guess having to play all 9 decks suggests we might see at least something kind of TGT themed from these Shamans farm here.
Yeah, I mean, like, my strategy would just be, like, play the best decks first, crush all the people who, like, brought shit decks in the first rounds. Just punish that and then get to the final, and then, like, the other guys probably gonna have, like, bad decks as well, because it's, like, really unrealistic that he gets through with, like, bad decks, so. Right, yeah, we see like Priest, Shaman, Mage on one side. That would be like never line up ever. Like, 3 TGT, and we see like the Hunter, Paladin, Shaman. It's a little bit more realistic, but still kind of unusual. So you might see like an aggro Paladin with like the Murloc Knight, whatever, and like a Shaman with like the new.
We actually haven't seen a single. Looks like we're getting started. We haven't seen a single aggro Paladin yet. It's been all mid range.
Yeah, I mean like the Murloc Knight Paladin thingy.
Well, Murloc Knight's a little bit slower. It's kind of a token. We had Chao Shen in the first round play with the Murloc Knight, kind of a token Paladin deck where he had the Silver Hand Regent. And also every single Shaman we've seen so far has been Totem Shaman. And like in the first round, like you said, we saw a bunch of Warlock and Warrior and like just strong decks. So. Yep, so this is their weakest decks remaining essentially.
Unlucky matchup here for I don't know his name, but like the right guy.
Me God.
The guy with the Hunter. A little bit of an unlucky matchup here with the Paladin against the Priest. Pretty bad matchup. But the thing is like the Priest pretty much has good matchups against all of those decks, so
yeah,
he's probably just gonna take that loss and then just like move on, try to beat the other decks.
Yeah, that's what Chao Shen is probably thinking. He's like, all right, let's just get some intel on these decks. Let's pick my best deck. It's probably going to win regardless. And I can see what cards he's playing.
Yeah.
He's got Vol'jin and Confessor, though.
What does the 7 mana do? I don't even know. Like, I don't know all the cards.
It's the 7 mana 5/4. Inspire, summon a random legendary.
Yeah, like, I was hating on this card, like, earlier, but just, like, I feel like Priest is so slow, like it might actually like be good enough.
It's basically like a Ysera. You play it on 9, and then you just get massive value out of it.
Yeah, and then you get a Ysera, you know?
Like, you get a Ysera, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Seems to be aggro though. Like, this game is already over. Like, there's nothing the Paladin can do. He's like, you're gonna sacrifice your juggler, and then hope he can't draw any cards the whole game. That's pretty much your strategy here.
If he plays a juggler, he's gonna get so punished. It's gonna be power, shield, kill it, and then heal it, and then draw more cards.
Yeah, this game is over. Like
he plays nothing. He doesn't even play a dude. Okay, he just passes. Interesting. Probably gonna see the death card.
He's got the Velens as well. So many options. Like Velens on a zombie Chow. What do you do with that?
Yeah,
they're gonna balance the Death Lord if anything. But
yeah. Probably. Because even if you silence it, it's still 2-8 that just wreaks havoc on your board.
There's no way you should play the Juggler now. That's just a mistake. Should have just equipped the Deathbite. The Deathbite.
It looks like he's gonna set off the card draw, but it doesn't really matter at this point because he's way behind on board.
And
yeah, he gets it anyway. He gets the second one. Let's look at Me God's face. He's just like this game's
You're just gonna buff that Death Lord to infinity, and just like there's no way he gets to that.
Yeah, Chao Shen not actually power shielding this coming turn. I guess he wants to just second owl. Okay, I guess he wants to get more information and decide what he wants to buff later. Maybe he spreads it on the buffs.
Yeah, this game is just over now because they're just gonna balance shows with the Death Lord on. There's no way to deal with it. Like
Yeah, because
He
he's played
just
both
gets
owls.
rumbled. Yeah. This game's just over.
He even has Pyromancer in this deck. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it seems to be an anti-super deck with like the Deathlord as well.
Yeah, and in a prior match, we saw Light Bane and Dark Bane in the Priest, and it really wrecked their opponent as well. It was super effective, especially when you have Valence Chosen.
Light Bane and Priest, yeah.
Yeah, it was really effective in that match. He basically just dominated with it. So it looks like he's gonna hold off on that on using the Valence. Although at this point you don't really need to hold back because you know you're not gonna see any more owls unless
You
he
should
has...
definitely heal the Deathlord here. There's no reason to heal the 1-1.
Well, can he
There's
kill?
literally no reason.
Can Paladin clear a 5 health minion?
I don't think so, but I mean, I possibly would have healed the zombie chow, but
True Silver, Seal of Light.
Maybe this is just a true Seal of Light. Yeah, maybe this is like a bait, right? He's like, okay, this Deathlord looks like it's gonna die, but nope, just kidding. Valence heal.
I think like hitting the 1-1 there is wrong, but like he's kind of playing on Consecrate, I guess. But then I would still heal the Zombie Chow, but oh well.
Watch him just punish Megod right here. He's gonna probably
It's gonna be
it.
sad. Like if he plays on Consecrate, he's gonna try with the Chow and not with the not with the Share. Yeah.
So I think it was a bait. I think he's baiting Megod. He's like, you can't kill my guy.
Yeah, the problem is he's gonna take 5 damage from the Chow as well because he just threw the Arcanine, so that's not even gonna heal him anymore. So he's just gonna be a sad panda, just gonna like, slowly die.
He does
the
have to...
saddest of all sad pandas.
So it looks like this Deathlord could die soon, so he does need to have some sort of answer for whatever comes out. And like he does have the death, I suppose. He also has the
He has death, he has power, he has Aldor. Like there's really nothing.
He has Aldor. That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot he had Aldor.
It's like you can like Aldor Cabal whatever comes out. And just, like, steal
that's
it.
true.
No.
Oh my god.
Can we talk about the giant bear behind Megod?
Oh yeah.
Have you talked about that?
I talked
Can
about
we,
the
like,
first
talk
round.
about the game because that's actually what we're casting here, and not the stupid bear behind him.
No, but it's,
I think
it's
the bear is very
huge.
interesting.
Just
The
suggestion.
bear is pretty massive. He walked away for one of the matches, and it was like, wow, that's a big bear. Anyway, looks like he's gonna go for the do a lot of damage to your opponent play.
It's gonna cash in on the Zombie Chow before it dies.
Yep.
Play on Consecrate once more.
Play around 2 seconds. As
And nice from True Silver. And that's pretty much game over.
well,
He's playing around all the small outs that Megod might have pretty well.
I mean, like, you can play on good quality Consecrate, obviously, but he's playing around 1-card combos instead of 2-card combos. That's all he can do. And he has like a lot of like gas left in his hand, so.
Sure, it's okay to get off it, but it's not gonna change this game.
It's gonna be a Shrinkmeister Cabal turn here. It's like.
It's pretty good. Shrinkmaster Cabal. He has second Cabal, right? No, it's just kidding.
No, he has
Yeah,
all
it's
of that.
the top hand is out of sync,
Okay.
which is pretty confusing.
Oh no!
So
He
he's
could have
used.
played Aldor. He could have played Aldor Cabal on the Tyrion.
No.
Ah, the dream.
So what are we gonna do about this? I guess we just death it. Is it lethal if he deaths it?
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. It's 11. It's like 11 on the board plus the Nova.
Yep. Yeah.
Doesn't even get to use the 7 mana crappy card that gives you legendaries. But you know.
We'll never know if it's good.
No, Palestris.
I mean, he won the game with that card in it, so it has to be good.
Obviously.
Ladder logic.
So yeah, we've seen a couple priests here and there. I mean, most of the people who lost, they were saving priests for later. So this is only the second or third time, I believe, we've seen priest. Which means, I mean, and the 2 priests, actually, I think this is the second priest, but they were a little bit different. It's kind of the same overall strategy. Buff up your guys, Valen Chosen, because Valen Chosen just really powerful, obviously. But like we saw the Light Bane, Dark Bane. I'm not sure if he had this in his decks, but he had, the Confessor, obviously. And what was he had he also had Dr. Boom. A few things. So I'm not sure if the decks matched up very well, or matched up at all. But yeah, just different players
Feels
doing
like
different things here.
It feels like he had an advantage against all of his like decks anyway. So just got the priest out of the way now. I saw actually a really interesting priest list on ladder earlier, just like a dragon priest that actually worked quite well.
Yeah,
Might see that.
yeah, we haven't seen Dragon Priest in this tournament. mostly because we haven't seen Priest at all. But Dragon Priest functions a lot differently than the other priest. Obviously, the priest that we just saw. Okay, it looks like it's Freeze Mage. Obviously, the priest that we just saw likes to sort of, if they can take board control by using Valen Chosen, they will. But a lot of they have like so much removal, right? So Dragon Priest kind of operates a little bit differently. They try to get board control right away and kind of use their high health minions to, they can heal them back up and do stuff like that. So a little bit different.
This is so unfortunate. Yeah, this is so unfortunate for me. Got like two of the other guys like decks just match up perfectly against the lineup he brought. Like Freeze Mage, Priest are like always gonna beat Hunter, Paladin, Shaman. So like two really good matchups for him there, and then he basically has to hope that he can like either win an unfair matchup.
Mid-range Hunter is pretty good against Freeze Mage.
No, not really. Like unless you play Kazan, it's really not a good matchup.
I mean, it's just so hard to deal with things like Hymen and Boob. I don't know. The vast majority of the time I've seen mid-range Hunter or even hybrid Hunter go against Freeze Mage. The Hunter has won. So yeah,
that's probably like the best out of those three matchups. Like to be fair, but still a Freeze Mage favorite matchup to be honest. But like it's kind of smart to bring Freeze in this kind of in the final, right? Because like he already seen all the warriors, all the handlocks, all the decks that like just destroy Freeze Mage. So you like just have assume that he's gonna play decks that are bad against Freeze Mage now, right? Like the Paladins, the Hunters, Shamans, the Priests, right? So.
It's a pretty good pick. I think you're right. I think Freeze Mage is probably favored against Mid Hunter, but it can depend on what the Freeze Mage draws. If they have enough to stall out, if they can get the secrets out early enough, we can see there is already a secret up.
Hold on, we gotta talk about what happened because we skipped pretty far ahead.
No, he just traded the Scientist and then he played another secret. That's pretty much all of it.
Okay.
Just like one turn. There's a barrier up. He's gonna proc the barrier. Probably gonna see a Blizzard next turn. But he actually already has a problem because he's gonna run into Hymen, into Boom, into Hymen. It's like if he's gonna be able to clear that, he's gonna draw like a Frost Nova or something. Then he should be pretty well off. But like right now, looks kind of dire for the Freeze Mage to be honest. Unless he draws into like a lot of burn soon. Oh, Emperor is a good draw actually. Might just see that here.
He has a 22 still, which is not. This is like a decent life total. Throws in the Blizzard.
I like the Blizzard.
He's reducing his opponent to just 2 attack on the board. King's Elect, interesting. So yeah, gonna just Hymen here. This is really annoying to deal with. Yeah, it doesn't have much freeze, so I guess you're right. It's kind of hard to deal with the situation as a Freeze Mage, and this is what I was talking about, right? This is a situation that a Freeze Mage finds itself in a lot against the mid-range Hunter.
I like the Blizzard that turn just because if your opponent does play Hymen, playing Thaurissan as a response, it effectively has taunt, right? Apart from Patron, I don't think there's any deck that you would less like to leave the Thaurissan up against when you're playing Freeze Mage.
Your argument doesn't make sense, that right? Because like, if he plays Patron, like if he assumes he has Hymen, right, and he plays the Thaurissan, sure that guy's gonna play Hymen, but he has to trade his board into it. That means he has to trade the Houndmaster and another minion into the Thaurissan, like if he doesn't have Hunter's Mark, right? So sure, he's just gonna drop the Hymen and trade his other minions in instead of like the minions that get Blizzarded normally. Like just the Hunter's Mark use is huge here because now he's gonna have a perfect Frost Nova Doomsayer. He's gonna like if he's smart, he's gonna double Doomsayer just to make sure everything dies.
Faramir with a brutal analysis. Can we try not sharing screens because I think that's part of the reason why it's lagging a bit. If you guys streams go a little bit awry, then let me know. We can maybe go back to this. But
my stream's okay just now.
Okay. Oopsies.
Show the Skype on the streams.
All right. So hopefully it looks a little better now. I was lagging quite a bit there, so apologies to the viewers. So yeah, probably gonna go with what you said. Frost Nova Doomsayer. Could go second Doomsayer. What else could he do in this turn?
I feel like he has to like go double Doomsayer. Just ping.
Yeah, let's go double Doomsayer here. Just make sure to get it off. Yeah, just ping the Hymen just in case somehow this gets cleared. Which it can't. Yeah.
I think King's Luck is fine here. If you don't give up much, and you might draw a good card.
Yeah, true. Because you're bound by mana these next few turns anyway, so might as well go for
Oh,
it.
that's a really bad freeze match deck. He plays Novice Engineer. That's just bad. Like, Engineer's just a bad card.
We saw this. Did you see the freeze mage game in? I don't think you were casting that one, D2. The one where the guy was playing Cold Lights, and I think it was it Teray was playing Cold Lights, Novice Engineers, and I think he'd cut Antonidas and double Cone of Cold.
I've played against Teray against that when he played that freeze mage deck, so I know what you're talking about.
I don't like this play here. He's playing very defensive because he's afraid.
Well,
dying.
He's dead if he doesn't clear it. So.
I guess you're right.
I guess you're right.
I guess.
But I feel like if he clears here, he's dead too because he gives him 2 turns to win instead of just 1.
Yeah, but like his opponent needs 1 fireball to win. Like.
Yeah, but this way he just needs 2 burn spells over 2 turns. Like he does like Pyro is even fine now.
Yeah, so looks
or just needs like an Ice Lance to like stall for another turn. So like
it looks like this game is pretty much over. There's nothing that Amiga can do anything about this.
Kazan. Oh, Lothar. Lothar works. No, Lothar doesn't work. No, mind.
No, Lothar doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Okay, you're a little bit. Your stream's a little bit ahead of mine, so yeah.
Sadly, an 8 mana fireball is still a fireball that you can play on turn 10.
And still ping.
Beyond turn 10. And you can still ping as well, just for a little bit of BM.
Emperor Thorson, the counter to Lothar.
I mean,
just 5 turns.
Alright, there we have it. Chao Shen taking a 2-0 lead. Looks like his, like you said, Faramir, his deck choices have just been a little bit better. Saving the freeze mage for the final round when he is expecting the opponent to have decks that are weak against freeze mage, since he had to play some of the stronger decks in the earlier rounds. And excuse me,
just smart thinking. Like probably other people just use the mage earlier because like it's actually a pretty strong deck if you play tempo mage. But like just thinking about like maybe using a deck like Paladin early in the tournament to like get a win in like maybe the semifinals against the Warriors and the Warlocks, and then just keeping his mage till the end where he knows he gets a free win against like pretty much everything.
It's also just a general advantage of playing control at this stage because your opponent may be likely to have weaker decks or decks they're less comfortable on in the final, and control decks are just more consistent. Having those just consistently strong decks is to your advantage, and that's what the advantage of the Priest as well.
I think you have to like be comfortable on every deck pretty much, like if you want to play in this tournament. So I don't think that like just being uncomfortable with the deck is like an advantage. I'm pretty sure like all of those people know how to play that decks. Like I haven't seen like a big misplay so far. So
well, in the last run when we were watching, when we saw Megod play against Teemo, no, was it Teemo? Maybe was it Teemo against Chao Shen?
Chao Shen versus Teemo.
Yeah, Teemo seemed really like he was unsure of what to do with certain decks.
He was a qualified player, right?
He is a qualified player, right? And he looked much better in the first round. Looked much more comfortable, was making solid plays. But in particular with the Paladin, he looked like he didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to play against the handlock. He was just kind of being super aggressive and going to face for no real reason. And that kind of played into his opponent's hand, where he's able to get double Molten Giants.
Is that Megod's hand? Like the double Chow?
Yeah, he kept double Chow and Urshak, looks like. Kind of bizarre.
I think it's good. Like this matchup, like it depends on like who gets early board control.
Yeah, but he's gonna get wrecked by this Totem Golem.
Not really. The Flame Tongue gives him a free kill.
Oh yeah, true.
What about the Chows? He actually plays Vitality Tunnel.
I've seen, Strifecrow plays that in his Totem deck.
Yeah, it's gonna fall out again. Like it's just like people trying stuff with totems right now. This card isn't good enough. I feel like
Vitality Totem is a card that you only ever appreciate when you get it for free.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Chao Shen picks up the Rock Biter. I wonder what he's gonna kill here. He's gonna go for the Flame Tongue Totem. It is kind of a threat, especially if
top deck. Play it on the left side. Oh, misplaced on the right side there.
Yeah, you really have to be careful with this because it could summon a Flame Tongue Totem.
Doesn't get punished though.
That's gonna be the new thing that everyone has to remember is playing the Tuskar on the right.
I mean, like that's not something like a Shredder where it's like 1 out of whatever, or like 2 out of 60 whatever. This is like 1 out of, I don't know, 7 totems maybe.
Well, it's not just that. What it also is that if you, I mean, it's the whole death rattle thing all over again, right? You need to be constantly thinking about where you place stuff, because you could pick up your own flame tongue totem. Like, obviously he's already used one, but one could come later. Things like Defender of Argus.
There's like no death rattle totems, right? So
there's no death rattle totems, but I mean, just having your totems on the end so that you can totem hop when you trade into things, and you want them on the right of all your minions.
But like, you always have to play Tusker on the left because of flame tongue, so
yeah,
can't always like take care of everything. But sometimes you can like place in the middle if you have like more than 2 minions. But
yeah, but the whole point is, it's been a long time since Shaman has, like, mid-range Shaman has been seriously been played. Like, you see it very, very occasionally, and then now that you know, Totem Shaman looks like it's going to become a thing, it's something that people have to really, really think about. You have to, even more than before when people were playing mid-range Shaman, you have to be thinking about the placement a lot. And, you know, things like Zoolock, you have to be thinking about placement a little bit, but not to the extent that...
yeah, not anymore. Like, no one plays, like, doggies anymore, so...
Yeah.
I'm not just going to hex here.
So you have that elemental...
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Elemental Destruction in every single Shaman deck so far, I believe, which is kind of crazy. I don't think it's... I mean, you kill your own board, right? So it's kind of...
This card is crazy. Like, I think it has potential, but I don't think it's good in, like, this deck. It's like a...
It's
like a last resort card. Like, when you're so far behind and, like, kind of have to clear somehow the board. That's, like, what this card is for.
I guess it kind of makes sense, because on the one hand, that's kind of weird that he placed it there. Like, yeah, it's a death rattle, but I mean, when are you going to be trading in your Lothab? I don't think it's going to be happening that often. You'd rather just trade in your Creeper along with the other guys.
Put the Lothab on the right side here.
Yeah, or even to the left of the Creeper. Anyway, so what were we talking about? We were talking about Element Destruction. So it kind of makes sense in one way, because you don't want to be clearing your own board, but at the same time, the only way you can take advantage of your board, the only way you can take advantage of things like Flame Tongue Totem is by having a board in the first place. And so Elemental Destruction can be something that just, like, resets the board, obviously.
Oh.
Draenei is going to be big here. It's going to be a 7/7 actually.
It's going to be a 7/7 and get... Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
If he's smart, he trades the 1/1 first.
Yeah, well, no, I think you got to make it 6/6.
He doesn't know that he's playing Big Game Hunter, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility. So
now he's still player on it. Like, just why give away the minion for free?
Yeah, in particular,
like why it's the same as, like, a lot of the time when you make Edwin like a 6/6 or an 8/8, you generally go for the 6/6.
Yeah, and in this case, since he's trading for the Fire Elemental anyway, you might as well make it a 6/6 because it trades the same for the Harrison Jones.
It's gonna be a huge tempo loss. He's just gonna lose the game from here on. That's the problem with Shawn, right? He was so far ahead early game, but that he just doesn't have the damage, or like the board control. Just like, unless you like draw Bloodlust, you don't have anything to close the game out, and then just like the opponent's just kind of like playing multiple minions, just like trade you out, win the game eventually.
That's kind of a useful card. He could go for the Elemental Destruction. It looks like he's just going to use his Totems here to clear, which makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Do you think you maybe should have gone for the Destruction there?
No, I think this makes more sense. Elemental Destruction will overload them for 5, so if he does like a useful card next turn, he's just not going to be able to play it. Like, this matchup is about tempo as well. Like he gets pretty much to trade everything here with just his totems, so he can be happy with that. He doesn't need to Elemental Destruction yet. It's like a last resort card, kind of card, you know. The thing is, like, if you draw it in the early game or whenever, like, you're just gonna keep it on your hand, and then if you like draw it, like if you top deck it when you're far behind, that's actually a really good card. So we'll see how good that card is.
Unfortunately, he can't clear the board here, and his Flame Tongue Totem is gonna get cleared, which is really.
I think he might have made a mistake. He might have made a mistake there and forgotten about the summoning sickness on the Spell Power Totem.
No, I don't think he forgot about that. I think he's just
that was, like all good.
He could have gotten lucky with what came out of the Shredder and cleared the board, because it could have just cleared the Big Hunter with the Urshock, but actually maybe he couldn't, because the Harrison Jones was just really, really annoying. In any case, yeah, like we were talking about before, Megod was ahead earlier, and then just with that one play, making the Totem Carver too big, he's kind of seen himself fall behind. Looks like he's gonna just settle for this Elemental Destruction right here, which is basically just the same exact thing as a Lightning Storm, except he destroys his own board, and why?
And his mana pool.
Yeah, and his mana pool, exactly. But why would you play the Vitality? He doesn't have any more.
But the problem is it doesn't have mana next turn, so I might as well play it now. He's not gonna use it for healing anyway. It's like it's not that kind of matchup.
He doesn't have any more Flame Tongue Domes, so that's a problem.
You probably still have a Thunder Bluff Valiant though, like that synergizes with the totem.
So do you burn your? I guess you don't burn your Lightning Storm
Just
here.
back though. He's like out of cards, so that's unlucky.
Yeah, that's sad.
Gonna play the Chow though.
Yeah, just play the Chow. I mean,
you don't Storm here. There's no way you
yeah,
Storm.
the Storm just feels, but it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, you don't Storm here.
So this is what Shaman versus Shaman looks like. It's very nostalgic, right?
It's a grinder, pretty much.
Both players top deck mode. This happens. These used to happen a lot back in the day. Just constantly top decking. See who can have the better top decks.
I mean, is this now? Whoever top decks Ancestral Knowledge will probably win.
No. Whoever top decks the biggest minion will win, pretty much. Neptulon, Alakir, Boom, pretty much winning the game here at this point.
Yep.
Because then you're just gonna get value again. Then you're gonna build a hand again, and then you're just gonna win. That's pretty much how it goes.
Good roll on the Lightning Storm there, although it didn't really matter too much. Ooh, Thunderbolt Valiant is a good card here.
Not a bad one. Gotta get Hex though, so he needs another big one. It's the 3-1. That's actually the best one he could have gotten here. That challenges the Shao.
Yep. No,
So
but that 1/1 can kill it, so.
I guess so. Argus is pretty good here. He would have rather had a Dr. Boom or something. But Argus is not a bad start.
He
better
can-
minion than Bluffy.
Yeah, he can actually take out this 3/1 with his Zombie Chan now using this Argus, and heal back up. It's kind of
I just like taking out with the 1/1 just to keep your health high and then just hex the Thunder Bluff.
Yeah, I guess he's just holding on. He just want to make as many totems as possible, but it kind of gets punished in this situation because now he's gonna fall behind, and he's only gonna be able to make 2 1/3s. Yeah, that's a huge top deck by MeGod, by the way. That Fire Elemental.
Oh god, I just like my stream froze again. Holy shit, that shit is so crappy. See, like the first big minion here, he didn't play Argus. What?
Yeah, he didn't play Argus. He's valuing just getting more totems down. Looks like he's gonna go double Argus here.
He could have played Hex, Hero Power, and Argus, right?
No, he didn't have enough.
Yeah.
He didn't have
He
enough mana.
was overloaded from the storm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, so we have a bunch of kind of weenie guys. I guess the 3/4 is a thing, but the Fire Elemental basically challenges him. He really wants either. Yeah, he want the healing totem is pretty good here, because now you have to basically trade in 2 guys. Yeah, the healing totem's huge right now in this situation. The Totem Golem's not a bad top deck either. At least you get something with some. Oh. The counter Fire Elemental top deck. Oh, these top
best
decks.
counter Fire Elemental at 3 health is another Fire Elemental.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably just clear out this. Oh, he's gonna trade with it. Interesting. I guess that makes sense because the healing totem can heal back up. Ghostface, yeah. So now MeGod's in a really tough position right now. Alec here is good though, but it's gonna get taken out by this Fire Elemental regardless of what he does with it. Probably gonna take out this totem. Yep. And yeah, let's see what Chao Shen can top deck here. Picks up the Shredder, pretty good. Yeah. So again, MeGod's in a lot of trouble right now.
You know, I'd like to see the trouble, but it just keeps raising. You know. Good times.
There's an Argus that's not very helpful.
It's it just kind of delays the inevitable. I mean, it allows him to maybe top deck something better later. Now he's really hoping he had Elemental Destruction, but use it earlier. Oh, that's an
there's his own
Alakir.
Alakir.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Is he gonna hold
probably-
it?
No, probably just wants to clear the first 2 guys so you can get the most value out of Divine Shield. Maybe he holds it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, he's gonna play it.
Yeah, because otherwise the Fire Elemental dies. Just go to face. He needs second Elemental Destruction, and I doubt you run 2 of those because otherwise. Oh, Lightning Storm is a thing. Let's
That's
see
not
if he
too
can.
bad.
Oh, and he gets the spell when
Oh.
totem. Okay, he can't kill the Alakir, but he can. He's definitely killing everything else. And Chao Shen's not happy about that one. He still has the lead on board. Oh, and the Dr.
There's a
Boom.
spoon.
Okay, that when you get your board cleared, Dr. Boom is the is there for you. Dr. Boom is just what the doctor ordered. when you get your board cleared. Neptulon, except he's almost dead. Is he dead on board?
Neptune into Sarah Murdoch taunt. No, there isn't.
13,
He doesn't have enough.
It's exact lethal.
Is it exact lethal?
Yeah, it's 13, 15, 17. Yeah, there's exact lethal on board for.
He got good Murlocs too. He got he got Murloc Knight, and yeah, he got Murloc Knight. He got the what's the thing called again?
War Leader?
No, not the War Leader. The old war
Merca.
guy. All right, there we have it. Chaoshin takes
That's
it 3-0. It's over. Second
Was
week
it
in a
Delhi?
row. Yeah, second week in a row that the finals went 3-0.
Yeah, he had the 2-3 wins with the decks that were like really really lined up really well. And then the Shaman just won the mirror. I'm actually quite sure like if he loses that thing, he just loses the match as well. Because like Hunter and Paladin are both favored against Shaman, I feel. Maybe not so much the mid-range Hunter actually. Like the face Hunter just like shits on that deck. Unless it just like literally draws Chow into Totem Golem into like second Totem Golem. Like he's just gonna get pooped on if he doesn't draw that. But yeah,
Good
Shaman
momentum for
mirrors.
Choshan.
Pretty much the best matchup here, and he came back from
Good
an
momentum for
Argentine
Choshan
match.
going into the Chinese regional championship, which is a weird format. It's like a double elimination bracket into groups.
That's interesting.
It's really weird. So it's a 16-person bracket into 8-man groups into 4-man playoffs.
I'm more confused. I don't know what's happening anymore.
So if you win the first round, you go through to groups, and then if you lose the first round, you have to win 2 matches, and then so basically you either have to go 1-0 or 2-1, and then you get through the group stage, and then the top 2 from each 4-person group go into a playoffs, and those 4 people are qualified. So it's 4 people get through.
Okay.
I would say Chaoshan's got a good shot. I think he's been very impressive. I think you'd expect Tiddler to get through, and a lot of it feels like a bit of RNG. Like if you can avoid Tiddler at the wrong time, if you run into Tiddler, I think he can beat just about anyone.
I think Tiddler. I mean, obviously Tiddler is really, really good, but I think his play has waned a bit, to be honest.
He's won everything.
No, I mean, if you watch him in the Archon Team League, like I've seen him make a lot of like uncharacteristic misplays, and I think he's been having to do all these events, like be a commentator, be a caster, and like attend stuff. So I don't think he's got as much practice in.
So he's gonna be the Chinese Nimsh now.
Except Nimsh never won anything like super huge. What did he? I don't know.
No, he definitely didn't win anything on the scale of DreamHack Summer.
Okay. But yeah. So I don't know. We'll see if Tiddler can get back to form. He obviously, is.
Did Celestials bomb out in Archon League like last place?
Yeah,
they went 0-7, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
it was embarrassing. I had them to like win the whole thing.
And
it's kind of a shame because of the way the format for Archon Team League works, only one team gets like kicked out of the first stage, and once Celestia were 0-3, you were like, yeah, okay, that's who's losing.
Well,
I mean, like they could have come back.
Cloud9 was like 0-2, and then they won like 5 in a row, and then now they're first place. So
yeah, the Celestia were just stomped though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they got like 6-0 on one time, I think. Like,
yeah.
I think
no, they got 6-1 by Force and
I think
Pause.
Silent Storm. I think Silent Storm actually had a winning record.
Yeah. Silent Storm most weeks would come in and just go like 2-0, 2-1, and then Celestial and
Frozen Ice.
What's his name?
Tiddler.
Frozen Ice. Yeah, sorry. Frozen Ice and Tiddler would just come in and kind of.
Frozen Ice was.
I feel like they didn't give like a lot of a fuck about the Archon League, like even though it was like a gigantic prize pool. Like.
Well, Frozen Ice was always stuck every single week with like Face Hunter, and he didn't even play it that great. Like every single week, it was just like Face Hunter, Face Paladin, and he's just like, I hope this works, kind of thing. Same thing with like RDU. Some people just every week got stuck with the face decks that weren't that.
Yeah, good. Frozen Ice's record was 5-20.
Yeah,
in the Archon League. Soundstorm went 9-10.
That sounds about right. Like every single week, I would just see him struggle. Speaking of Frozen Ice,
struggle. Poor guy. Like at DreamHack, he just like was 5-0, and then he's like bombed out. Like lost the last 2 games and didn't make top 8.
I mean that can happen. I mean, happened to like some other players too as well, right?
Didn't happen to Kobe as well.
It happened to Osaka as well. He was 5-0 and lost 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what happens. That's the nature of the event. I mean, it's gonna happen to multiple people, just statistically, you know.
Yeah. Nico the Great got through the great Nico.
That's the good thing about Swiss.
The good players come through. Kappa.
Speaking of Swiss, you can see me casting a Swiss tournament this weekend.
Oh my goodness.
iSeries.
The promotions.
Twitch.tv/_multiplay. It's multiplay_HS.
Guys, like they need more than 10 viewers this time. Like it was
Yeah,
embarrassing.
it'd be really good. I mean, that's why we're getting the Oxcast to cast with us, right? So we can get
Like
viewers.
last time they had like 40 viewers because I got some viewers in because Powder was in the final. So like I like tweeted and stuff. But like guys, just like try to check it out this time because like there's no one there other than Blackout and Green Shape. So like they're probably gonna be in the final again against Aquablad and like Raven or something.
It's kind of a shame because like
Hearthstone.
the format is like the best format. It's Swiss into double elimination top 16 for like $4,500.
Nice.
It's just that there's not enough players because
There's like no players. Like it's like literally like Blackout, Green Sheep, and then the London Conspiracy guys, and that's like it.
Wait, how do you?
And Soul as well.
Do people qualify for it, or do you get
And
invited?
who?
No, it's just a
Sabo?
LAN. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's a LAN. Okay.
I mean, he's like.
I was like,
okay.
I want to play for $4,000, but
Yeah, you do your flights like over there cost like $4,000.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We can.
Because it's like £100 for a ticket, and then you got to pay for like.
Yeah, you have to pay like £100 for a ticket to an event. It's like, derp. Do they have like other? Do they have other esports events there?
Yeah, there's like a.
They have
There's a lot of stuff. There's CS:GO, Heroes, League, Dota, TF2.
Okay, that's just.
There's like a total of like £40,000 of prize money.
Why do you have have to pay like £100 to get in? That
Well, because
doesn't
it's because it is like a 4-day BYOC.
But so like
And
even
there's-
DreamHack's not expensive and like.
I don't run it.
I mean, ESL was like expensive as hell, like ESL Cologne.
Yeah.
I was like I won tickets, but like the tickets I won were like €217 a piece. Just like.
That was nuts.
Is this stream done for you? Are they done?
Yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're just talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew they were. I knew they were
lots
done,
of
but like we got someone in the chat wanted to go to the site themselves, and like I don't think it's up anymore. But yeah, Chaoshin.
Hey.
I think
That-
honestly, but yeah, I was gonna say this earlier. Like he might be the best player in China now, just because just Tiller has been like off his game for a bit. So
I mean, think like if he has any sense, he'll just sign with a team like through the World Championships and through the Chinese qualifier, because like the Chinese qualifier is going to get a lot of attention, and a sponsor will give him a lot of money if he looks like he's going
There's
to
a
do well.
lot of Chinese teams who don't have Hearthstone teams like that. Like I heard a while ago that LGD wants to have a Hearthstone team. There's like CDAC and like a lot of like a couple other Chinese organizations who are like probably
Yeah.
still want to pick up Hearthstone. So
And there's a lot of Chinese Chinese organizations which have teams which are kind of dormant, or had teams like you don't hear anything from the new Vici Gaming roster, for example.
yeah, I mean like the thing is like we don't hear anything because they don't come over to European events, right? So they might be like popular in China. I'm not sure how much like D2 follows there, but.
I mean, it's hard for me to follow because I don't know Chinese. They need to
Yeah.
fight Japanese players. Come on.
There's like literally no Japanese players. I mean, you won Japanese Pro League, right?
No,
So you
I lost in the finals to. I got memed. I got turned one
Good.
to bird.
Oh.
By who?
By some guy who was like, to be honest, not very good. Like he basically like every time he won, he beat a better player than him, in my opinion. So like I didn't even know how he got to the finals, but I guess.
So you're basically not even the best Japanese player, did you? Well,
That's not.
embarrassing.
That's actually not what I said, but sure.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, at least you got your BlitzCon points now, so you can at least play last chance qualifier.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I'm not. I'm still not sure if I want to go through NA or go through Japan. Like I can.
Like Japan got to be like way easier than like NA.
Yeah, but there's less spots.
Yeah, there's only
It
one
doesn't
spot
matter.
for
Like,
Japan.
it's still like.
Yeah,
I
think it's probably
only one
better.
spot.
I think if you go through Japan, there's like one spot, and then that one spot has to goes to the Asia qualifier. So I have to like qualify twice. But if I go through NA, I think I have to qualify 3 times? Question mark.
No, you have to get top 16, and then you have to qualify for top 8. I want to say.
I know,
think
but
so.
but yeah. So I have to, if I win the last chance qualifier, then I get into the top 16, and then from there.
No, you get to the top 40 if you like qualify for that. It's top 40, 23 from ladder, 16 from last chance, and 1 fireside gathering guy. So it's like 40 people.
It's 16 from
Then-
last chance.
Yeah,
16 from
top
last chance
16.
go through.
Interesting.
So it's
So
23 from the rankings,
That's single
16 from
elips.
last chance.
I'm like
Yeah.
28 on the fucking ladder, and I'm like 30 points from 23.
Dude, Varma, you have to stop you have to stop cussing during the cast. By the way, it just like it doesn't sound good. I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with like cussing every once in a while when it's like it's necessary, not necessary, but when it's like adds to the cast. It's like, oh my effing god, whatever, or something like that. But it was just like
Thought the
randomly
cast is
thrown in.
over, we're just talking now.
What?
I thought the cast is over and we're just talking now.
No, but I'm talking about during the cast. You're swearing,
Oh.
so.
Dude, I haven't sat in like 24 hours. So. No, I apologize.
I'm trying to figure out what the so if you go through Japan,
Yeah.
then there's the Asia Pacific qualifier is 2 from Taiwan, 2 from Korea, 2 from Australia, New Zealand, 1 from Southeast Asia, and 1 from Japan.
And then from there.
So
you have to qualify.
and 4 get through. So you'd only have to beat, I don't know, like
But I have to beat the one from Japan. I have to beat the one from Japan.
yeah,
first.
you have to be the one from Japan, but that's probably easier than being one of the 8 from North America.
I mean, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's
That would-
one out of like 40 or so people from Japan. So I mean, it's still kind of I don't know.
I mean, it's because it's the same. Well, it's a bigger player pool in North America, but like it's kind of works out the same, but it's about the caliber of players more than anything.
Yeah.
Because there's
I
so
think
many
it,
good
like-
players who get through.
I don't know.
What's this weekend?
I just really don't want to play last chance. I just want to be top 23, but I have to get like number 1 this season.
Yeah.
I don't have a chance because I like bombed out of one of those 10-point tournaments like right before I got points. Like,
Oh, I series has points as well. Like at the last minute, it's going to be like one of the last points giving
God.
tournaments. So the winner gets 10, and the
I mean,
runner
I would
gets
come
5.
if I had money, you know.
Yeah.
Pay
So,
to
like,
win.
the top-
Pay to
the
win.
top two.
Pay to win.
The top
Wait.
2 get into
Against that field, it's like not that hard, I would say.
This is the thing,
It's
you
like all
get
the
10
UK
points.
clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, like-
pay to win. If you live in England and have money, then you
If
get BlizzCon points.
If you're one of the UK scrubs who hasn't got any points yet, if you even get second place, you're in last chance.
I mean, the guy that has the most points is Green Chip, and he has like already 121 or something, so he's like definitely top 23.
Yeah.
So
That's because he
that's
went
like-
through. He keeps laddering on Asia.
Yeah.
Sneaky
And like
up.
also like he won, didn't he? Like, he won like DreamHack Valencia, like 50 points or something.
Did that have points?
Yeah, for sure. Had for sure points.
Oh yeah, it did.
All of the major tournaments have points.
All right, I'm out of here, guys.
All right, later.
See ya.
Yep, probably gonna end the stream there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you had fun. Congrats to Chao Shen. He'll be moving on to the Celestial Invitational to face off against names like Kalento, Dog, not Dog. What am I talking about?
No,
Kalento,
Firebat, Life Coach.
Got Firebat mixed up with Dog, and Life Coach, and 5 more other players. So, yeah, and I will be doing this every week. So yeah, tune in next week at the same time, and we'll figure out who's the winner of week 4. All right.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
What?
It's a Batman reference. You ever watch Batman? The Adam West one?
No, sorry.
Join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
I thought you were saying bad time, bad channel. I was like, what?
No.
Okay, fine.
Well, it's Batman, so it's a bat channel.
Yeah, but I didn't know the reference. So I was like, why would you be saying bat? I'm so confused. Anyway, see you guys later. I mean, okay, so I'm for my normal viewers, I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow. I could stream tomorrow, but most likely not. Definitely streaming 2 days from now. Oh, I might be streaming. I might be casting the China thingy.
Yeah, it'd be good if you could do that, because they really should have an English cast for like a World Championship qualifier.
Yeah, the Celestial Manager is asking for me if
Yeah.
I can cast the BlizzCon regional finals for China. So yeah, we'll find out, and if I do, that's going to be all this weekend. So anyway, bye guys, thanks for watching.
Bye.